I ain't have to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. Then we seen the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil. When we got high was the devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil. I ain't have to die to meet the devil.
I remember I was only 13 when I met the demon. Gave me a deuce and a bundle of cocaine. Told me to sell to my people, make sure you keep them fiending. If any try to shoot you, make sure that you leave him leaking. He said,
I'ma hold you down when problems pop up.
how you got me moving this dope? Want me in lockup? He said,
Don't you want the Benz Vertible with the top cup?
Yeah.
Stop bitching, get in that kitchen, let it rock up. Bitches love the dope boy, especially when it's guap up. I know you know Ron.
who the plug from by the block up?
I'll tell you a little secret, make sure that you keep your mouth shut. Ron got a Lexus, crib in Philly and Texas. Trips to the Bahamas, just got a whip for his mama. He fucking up them commas, be honest, he seeing decent though.
I hear you, but I just seen Ron about a week ago. In fact, he ain't looking too good. His knees is kinda slow. I asked him why the struggle. He got stuck up for his bundle, but them 6 hollow tips in his legs what made him crumble.
Thinks he got a house and mama is living good.
Said the feds took it all. He right back in the hood. I see you try to play me. You gave us crack in the 80s. Made us abort our babies and making hoes out our ladies. I know you got me gravy, but Satan, you must be crazy. It's gonna take more of them cars when to amaze me. I seen niggas shoot for the stars, but being lazy. Never get their head at the clouds, so you don't faze me.
I guarantee that you gon' regret it. Remember I said it.
Nah, you could dead it.
What you saying? I can't win?
Nah, devil, nice try. So until we meet again,
I ain't have to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. Then we seen the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil. When we got high was the devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil. I ain't have to die to meet the devil. I ain't religious or superstitious, but we been getting fucked and put to the side like a mistress. Police patrolling why? Because prison became a business. They murder one of ours and they start talking about forgiveness. We think that it's alright because we got public assistance. If this ain't hell, dog, what is this? Where was all lives mattered when they killed Osama? There was no peace talk like the Dalai Lama. Bush dropping bombs saying he gon' bring the drama. They got justice, man, they even caught the Boston bomber. But when we riot, they send the military in armor. When we fight oppression, then our people die a martyr. You reap what you sow, some people call it karma. When Christ return, y'all gon' get this harvest like a farmer. Don't tell me don't bring up the past no more. They still trying to settle the score with a side of Shakur. I changed my life and I'm just trying to live life right. But at night I look behind me and see flashing lights, patting me down. You got nothing that's poking me right. I don't smoke or push pills, I gave up my vice. So Mr. Officer, why you wanna take my life? And your honor, why you gave our homeboy's life? I've been wondering why you shot our homeboy twice. Pussy with a gun screaming out that he got a knife. He came from Habibi's spot, it was chicken and rice. Shit's trife, I'm just giving visuals like Skype. Ask Trayvon, Mike Brown, Akai Gurley, Eric Garner, Sean Bell, Philando, Alton Sterling, Jaquan McDonald. The white man is so devilish. Ask Hammurabi, he'll tell you who the devil is. The white man is so devilish. Ask Hammurabi, he'll tell you who the devil is. I ain't have to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. Then we seen the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil. When we got high was the devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil. I ain't have to die to meet the devil. I ain't have to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. Then we seen the rise of the devil. I pray for the demise of the devil. Lord knows I despise every devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil and said, I pray you die, every devil.
Because I'm willing to fight against drug dealers if they Muslim, if they Christian, if they atheist, nobody. Because you know why? Just like you ain't gonna, like your boy said, it ain't gonna happen. Guess what? I'm not letting nobody sell you drugs without me saying that. I'm not gonna do it. You know why? Because even though I don't know you, guess what? Just like that's your boy, guess what? I'm your boy. Even though I don't know you, I'm not letting nobody sell you crack. You know why? Because I never saw you before, but you a black man like me. And it's worth something.
My whole life was trying to find something to follow. Had loyalty, every man tried to borrow. Felt pain and a lot of sorrow. Got betrayed, sold packs, I didn't even have my heart broke. Living confused, about to lose hope. Cops got me on the side of the road like a sideshow. Need an antidote before I croak. Now I'm setting fire to rhythm man blues, call this guitar smoke. Rebel with no cause, trying to find direction. The world got me vexed. Picked up a bad liquor habit that's hereditary from oppression. Felt like my life was on fire, trying to find an exit. Now look, 10 G's plus a good record. Sometimes a follower is a soldier, trying to find a good shepherd. Plus when you in hell, how do you excel? Wisdom the breath of life, I don't believe in fairy tale. Listen well to what I tell. No calling can cause pain, something that a rebel knows very well. Can't you tell I was sent from the Lord? Got a tongue like a two-edged sword, with a style that they might just record. The only thing equal is the curse for the wicked and the righteous reward. Have mercy on the men that don't see it, separated from the tares. Now on my prayers and it's so be it. A rebel, take the world by word of mouth. UPK, we the rebels that you heard about. Yeah. And it ain't gonna stop till 100 virgins in the house and I'm handing verdicts out. Get rank, you ain't heard a clout without a shadow of a doubt. These devils hitting licks off us. Fuck the bank, I'm about to stone the pocket ticket office. Can't sweet talk us, cannot stop us. And plus I know the feds watch us. Telling people that they church full of witch doctors. Put us in prison, they stockpile us. Meanwhile, UPK turning rebels into Rockwallers. In league with mighty men, and now I understand things that never truly made sense. Like why I'm crying at this funeral for a criminal, knowing he ain't innocent, it's fucked up. But my boots shine, standing between two priests, about to blaze on their ass, call it tough love. Look out for niggas just cuz, and wouldn't touch a white bitch with OJ's black gloves. Father, forgive me for my error, I'm forever by your side. Clean and purge me of all my flaws. This the reason I'm alive, thank God for this truth. Cause for a long time was a rebel without a cause. Look man, first time I met Commander Junior Hunter, man, hit 3807. Rebel without a cause. I had my little daughter with me. Opened the door, he was dropping the truth for me and all that. Rebel without a cause. Man, you know, you do your time, we taking the mountains, training in hand-to-hand combat. Rebel without a cause, this the reason I'm alive. Thank God for this truth, cause for a long time was a rebel without a cause.
You cannot whoop us. We're already dead. We're already beaten down. We've been beaten down for 400 years. We already got the wounds inside and outside our bodies. How you gonna hurt us? You cannot threaten us. You cannot frighten us. We live in the most frightening places, under the most frightening conditions. We are immune to fear. We are immune to harm. You see what I'm saying? You have stepped into a cesspool. You're the only one gonna get infected.
Prophesied, this my occupation. This shit outrageous. They done made the truth docile. That's why we on the corner crying aloud, looking hostile. It's UPK style. Can't stop now. Far as this warfare couldn't last one round. Let the oppressed rise, and let the rich mourn till the sundown. Enough with these chickens. About to make it hot, call it compound. This
The police just shot him for no apparent reason. No reason at all. They asked for license and registration. That's the police officer over there that did it. With the black on. I can't really do shit because they got me handcuffed. I can't believe they just did this. I'm fucking back! Ah!
It's okay, I'm right here with you.
Crisis can happen unexpectedly to anyone.
All my niggas ride for me. I got niggas that'll die for me. You niggas ain't built like that. Run around talking like a thug when you won't bust a slug, man. Niggas get killed like that. Acting like you bang for the set when you ain't blood or cuz, man. Blood'll get spilt like that. Niggas saying really they the plug, but they talking to the judge, man. Get your cap peeled like that. Cause niggas get killed like that. When you ain't built like that. You niggas ain't built like that. You was never on the block, you ain't never dodge a knock. You ain't never fought another crew holding down the park. You ain't swam with the sharks, you ain't wrestled with the gators. You was never fucking poppin', you ain't got no fucking haters. Bitch, niggas like you make me watch out for the traitors. When you round some real niggas, mind your behavior. I will beat a nigga ass, then I'm laughing like I'm Jada. Get your fucking mind blown like a cartridge on a Sega. You niggas want attention, they don't want the war though. Talking all that shit, but you got a glass jaw. They never deliver, they got that DiGiorno. This that Walking Dead flow, I eat a rapper torso. You ain't the same man once you off the microphone. You ain't never broke a bone, you ain't never had a scar. You a certified pussy, so don't make me pull your card. I'm a certified prophet, respect it like the word of God. Cause you ain't got the heart, nigga, you ain't got the heart. You ain't bout to finish any beef that you start. You ain't never been a soldier, little nigga, play your part. Claiming that you'll spark when you ain't got the heart. Cause you niggas ain't built like that. Run around talking like a thug when you won't bust a slug, man. Niggas get killed like that. Acting like you bang for the set when you ain't blood or cuz, man. Blood'll get spilt like that. Niggas saying really they the plug, but they talking to the judge, man. Get your cap peeled like that. Cause niggas get killed like that. When you ain't built like that. Run around talking like a thug when you won't bust a slug, man. Niggas get killed like that. Acting like you bang for the set when you ain't blood or cuz, man. Blood'll get spilt like that. Niggas saying really they the plug, but they talking to the judge, man. Get your cap peeled like that. Cause niggas get killed like that. All my niggas ride for me. All my niggas ride with me. I got niggas that'll die for me. All my niggas ride with me.
jokes aside, you know how niggas be like, I'm this and that for life, I'm this and that for life. I'm on West for life, nigga, this a blood oath. Hey, yo, Madara, here go a class for you, my nigga. 140 for the rebel. The world turned its back on me. I'm a cripple. We got soldiers, he got soldiers, but I got different ones. Ain't no way out, I tell you once. Don't pray for nothing, sin and curse. We can't forgive what's forbidden. Remain in them trenches. Trust in the Lord, but please forgive me for the times that I didn't. If rank is given, have your respect to your apprentice. Be about your business. This loyalty's a death sentence. Look, trying to pick up with a blind fail. They said there'll be many mansions. I'm just grinding for my time share. Them devils ain't playing fair. They hunt you like Van Pelt, but ain't no getting out the game like Jumanji. You take that oath, it's a Dundee. Try to deal death to a priest, you won't make it out in one piece. So you can stand, just make sure you got the heart. Say your name 3 times, then it's death do us part. No. So how you feel about this truth I done shown you? This ain't the life you think, little nigga, I should want. Even your own people go disown. And the Lord said they hate you for my name, so you better keep it on. Ain't no more guessing, ain't no more questions. Make sure my election till I'm tucked away like George Jetson. Murder for capital, now it's murder at the Capitol. The world in amazement, we like fuck 'em, raise it, raise it. I pity those watching life as it go by. Be giving mercy in this life, I don't know why. In puff smoke, never try to. The dead at home, my brother be the dead and sold out on. Either fold or salute, my nigga. Salute, my nigga. They like, how you stay focused? I told them I'm motivated cause of you, my nigga. Brotherhoods and weapons, still got weapons on the scene. And I never do my niggas like Bishop did Raheem. Never mind in all beliefs, they under anesthesia. Shorty say she need me, say she wanna let that love go. Told I let that love grow. But if I bring you to my bed, that's a blood oath. Know what it is, man. So, how you feel about this truth I done shown you? This ain't the life you think, little nigga, I should want. Even your own people gon' disown. And the Lord said they hate you for my name, so you better keep it on. Yeah, yeah. Test 1, 2. 2, 2, 2. 2. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. The Lord said, confession good for the soul. So right now, all I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, and I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, and I was just a stranger. All I wanted was to be a gangster. And shot call to be known with them niggas letting shots off. Either that or the right hand to the top dog. Funny how we see vanity, not the lives lost. Can't be focused on a life that's hopeless. Out there pumping, not knowing the Lord will kill you for that hocus pocus. Used to roll with niggas that cook dope with weaponry. Same ones claim they love you, I had your life in jeopardy. And I know my mother wants success for me, but that G should take a girl straight to ecstasy. Remember running with bruh, even though we did the wrong thing. My life would've been a lot different if I fell up under Rob's wing. Was too sincere for a wicked game. Shame the Lord's name, now we afflicted with pain. All I ever wanted was to be respected by stand-up niggas, not knowing that them handcuffs custom made to fit. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, and I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, and I was just a stranger. All I wanted was to be a gangster. not knowing that this ain't how we live, this just how they design it. Cause when you in them streets, you get more endemic. They don't tell you gon' be on papers and on restrictions. My father said a hard head to make a soft ass. I didn't care, I wanted fear when I walked past. In a place where a black man's blood is cheap, I thank the Lord for the day I was on 8th Street. Pissing in the cup, back and forth to court. From the DC school, I swear it felt like I cried on that fucking porch. The Lord said, my sheep, they ain't hear my voice. Asked me why I'm UPK, I told them I ain't have a choice. They said God ain't 50-50 and what's gonna come to pass. The Lord called me out the world and I started running fast. All I wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. Go ahead. All I wanted was to be a gangster. Isupk until it hit the fan. I want power and a throne, nigga, fuck them grams. All I wanted was to be a gangster, but I was real as a righteous man. And now got the upper hand, get promote this brand. Correct whole multitudes until they all understand. If I can't get that crown, Lord, then put me in the hands of someone more mighty make me this hit man. Reminiscing on the pain that was felt. Shit, I was in the jam. Shit, I needed help. But Swan was locked up and the judge put man on the shelf. Heavy crying cause it felt like I was left by myself. All I wanted was to impress niggas with my grinding. Now I ain't trying to prove shit to nobody but Muhammad. Cause most these niggas lie, pump smoke. One time for the most high, he made me a cutthroat. Cause all I ever wanted was to smash my opponent. Stacking cash, not knowing it wouldn't last. Then God, I hope you accept my atonement. Cause all I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was a gangster. Decisions that I made before the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was a gangster. Decisions that I made before the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I wanted was to be a
According to God, the white man is the devil.
See, I've been in here for a little minute. You know what I'm saying? And I see niggas, they like to talk a lot. They like to claim leadership. They like to claim this and that. You know what I'm saying? They like to be above what they really is and have authority. But they don't really need that authority. They don't really know what to do with that leadership. You understand? You hold hands with this white ass, need to stop and ask you to give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up and serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Yeah. See, everybody ain't with all that peace talk. Everybody ain't with all that. Let bygone be. Boy, ass need to stop and ask you to prop. It's about to get serious. When they hit us with dope and kill us with crack, where the fuck with your leaders? I'm curious. He cashed out on your blood, traded you in and bought a new biz. Ask you the prophets, I tell you the scheme. If you don't wake up, you gon' die in your dreams. I say you won't tell you no more. I swear these crackers try to kill us slow. Just spoke to a nigga and fed it up for parole. Because of the COVID, it feel like the host in this world that don't go together. Nowhere is gold in the ghetto. I'm in the city blazing with my niggas. Just told the devil the score never settled. Yeah, see the props. I'm tired of these niggas keep talking about, you respect my religion, I respect your religion. Boy, your ass need to stop it, ass need the props. Like we all come together. They say God so loved the world. God so loved the world, and boy, your ass need to stop it, ass need the props. Don't give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We'll pray on our knees, nigga. Yeah. Hey, gentlemen, y'all, we'll pray on our knees, nigga. Gotta stand up. You know what I'm saying? Boy, your ass need to stop it, ass shit. One with step, I'm silent for show. To the fake niggas, stay silent, I got it, let's go. I ain't taking no losses, ain't no talking when we got the flow. Ain't no peace, just pay with your own. I'ma be loyal to the right arm. Tell him we can't keep me slave. And I can never let bygone be bygone. Got your baby mother on high, got your baby pass through the fire. Ain't she the prophets? That baby soul belong to the Lord. How dare you abort it? Devil will failure, bitch, I can afford it. I prepare slaughter, you bring me my water. Push your leaders weak, let them lies slip through their teeth. Their ass need to stop it, ass she the prophets.
That's just the reality, Christians. I'm sorry to hurt your feelings. I know your pastor lied to you every Sunday for 30 years, but that's what the church is for, lying. That's why they exist, to lie the money out of your pockets.
Boy, your ass need to stop it, ass she the prophets. Give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We'll pray on our knees, nigga. We'll pray on our knees, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We'll pray on our knees, nigga.
Good. Good. Damn right. Shalom, Israel. We are the Isupk, started out of Warm West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander Junior High. And our mission is to teach blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians who they are according to the Bible, man. To teach you your identity, to teach you your history, to teach you the things that we were stripped of and that we know nothing about in Babylon, which would be considered America today, man. And to teach you things, man. And also to teach you who your enemies are, man. To teach you that the oppressor is the devil of this piece of, man. Right. And usually we always be on some warfare stuff, man, dropping it hardcore. But today we're going to switch it up, man, and do something for the sisters. To do a class about virtuous sisters, man. About what it is to have a virtuous woman in your life, man. You understand? Because we see so many, what's the word I'm looking for? Promiscuous. We just said promiscuous. Promiscuous. And he's being polite about that. You get what I'm saying? Women in the world, if you look at them, and somehow, some way, the world has been tricked into thinking that these are virtuous women. These are not virtuous women. These are what you would call, what's the word I'm looking for? Whores. That's the word I'm looking for. Whores. That's what they are, man. They're showing their tail for everybody to see. Listen, I don't know about the next man, but I'm kind of stingy when it comes to certain things. And if something is for me, then it's just for me and me alone. Like, I'm very brotherly, but one thing that I'm refused to share is a woman. You know how gay that is? It's like lucky. How homosexual that is. You understand? Like, that is the most disgusting thing on planet Earth. But for some odd reason in today's society, we have been led to believe that that is acceptable. Our women have been led to believe that it is acceptable. That being a virtuous woman is being a whore. And being a man of integrity somehow is being a whoremonger, man. Well, I'm here to set the record straight. We're here to set the record straight. These things are not true, man. And we're going to get what a righteous woman is in the Bible, man. Because the Bible is full of acts of righteous women. Like, when you look at Rebecca, you understand? Like, that was a righteous woman. Ruth, you get what I'm saying? The Bible is full of them, man. And we get somehow, some way, we always glance over these stories, man. So we gonna bring them to the light today, man. So we can give our sisters in the Isupk glory, and sisters that's coming into the school, sisters, who are righteous sisters out here, man. For lack of better terms, I'll make it even easier. The age of whores is over with.
Right. The day of the slut bucket has passed. Nobody wants that. You understand? Nobody wants that. Like where I come from, listen, man, I can tell you right now, it's a glorious thing when I ride past the city to see the strip clubs closing down, to see them shutting down, to see nobody's in there, man. You know what I'm saying? This is why the corona and stuff like that had to happen, man. Because we were destroying ourselves, we were destroying our sisters, and we continue to do it, man, through these rap videos and rappers and all of this and all of that. I'll tell you the secret. Here's the secret.
I'll use Lil Wayne for an example, right? Now we all hear Lil Wayne. He's always talking about sleeping with other men's women and how he treats women, right? He is the most disrespectful thing on planet Earth when it comes to women, right? He got a song called "Long as the Bees Love Me." That's what he's making songs about, right? But one thing that you've never seen in them videos where he's disrespecting women is his daughter. Right. You've never seen his daughter in none of them videos. Why not? It's a very simple answer. Because he's not going to let anybody disrespect his daughter the way that he's going to disrespect your daughter. Like, your daughter don't mean nothing to him, but his daughter is precious. You understand? Your daughter, she means nothing to him, but his daughter is precious. His daughter is virtuous to him, right? And he's raising his daughter up to be virtuous, even though he's trying to destroy everybody else's daughters. Why would he do that? What's the thought process behind that? Why come it's okay for him to whore your daughter out, but for him to make sure his daughter grows up virtuous and understands and teaches his daughter that, this is how a man is supposed to treat you? Why ain't he teaching his daughter to be a whore? Why don't he have songs about making his daughter a whore, my guy? Oh, is that what it is? Okay, I was just trying to figure it out, man. And that's what this class is about, man. It's about bringing out virtuous women and how we need to raise up and praise virtuous women, man, because there's very few and far in between that you find them in today's world, man.
If I could,
Go ahead, please.
that's heavy you brought up Lil Wayne, because Cardi B, you know what I'm saying, she let everybody know that she's not going to allow for her daughter to listen to her music because it promotes being a whore. Yet she'll allow for your daughters to listen to it and turn them into whores. You understand? And turn the future generations into whores. And if I could, real quick.
Go ahead, buddy.
What? You understand? Like, so many of our people wonder why it is that whoredom is just running rampant within the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian community. Why it is that STDs, you understand, we're the highest ranked when it comes to STDs. You understand? And it's simply because we aren't doing what it is the Lord has told us to do. You understand? This is the book of Hosea chapter 4, verse 14. I will not punish your daughters when they commit whoredom. You understand? It's like, because we do not follow the Most High God, He's not going to be punishing our daughters when they sit there and sleep with every single brother on the block.
Right.
When they sit there and lie with other women and have trains run on them. You understand? They aren't going to get stoned or burned because it is that they're out here sleeping around with every single brother or even heathen that makes them smile or offers them a little cash.
Right.
Nor your spouses when they commit adultery. You understand? And the Lord is also not going to punish our wives when it is they go out and sleep with, you understand, their best friend, that same brother that they told you not to worry about, and they're just cousins, or, that's been my best friend since high school.
They work husband?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Ain't never done nothing, ain't never kissed, none of that. You understand? But yet, they're still out there being a whore. You understand? The Lord isn't going to punish them for that. For themselves are separated with whores. And so the Lord aren't going to punish our daughters or our wives because, you know, brothers, they love whores.
Right.
The only reason it is that your daughter or your son was created is because you got with a whore.
Right.
The only reason you're with that woman that you're with right now is because you took her from another man.
Right.
Understand? And they sacrifice with harlots. And they claim to serve the Lord with whores as well. That's just like the Christian pastors allowing for whores to come in and saying after they just freshly came off of committing adultery against their husband.
Yeah, they allow it to happen in a church.
They come.
They allow it, if I could, real quick. I've seen it in the church from women just jumping from brother to brother. Do you think that the church is raising up virtuous women? If you've been anywhere in near that Christian church, you know that is not the case.
Right.
They allow for whoredom to go on in there. They raise whores. Look how they allow the women to come into church dressed.
Right.
They should, when they come in there with them skirts, that's like it's just this much of a skirt. Like I mean, you know what I'm talking about. Don't act like I don't know what I'm talking about.
Right.
They come in there dressed like whores, and the Christian pastor don't say a damn thing.
It's like,
go ahead.
I said the Christian pastors and the deacons are the ones sleeping with the whores. You understand? Paying their rent so that they can get a little freaky on the side. You understand? Buying them weave and nails, paying for their car for the month. You understand? Like the scriptures say, brothers love whores. Like that's why it is that whoredom is running so rampant within our communities, because if brothers didn't love whores,
they wouldn't be in the community.
Right. You understand? We have no use for them.
Right. They wouldn't listen. If we wouldn't bind whores, then let me tell you something. First of all, the Bible wouldn't speak on it, and the oppressor wouldn't legalize it. You get what I'm saying? If we really cared about our sisters, man, the strip club wouldn't exist.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? There wouldn't be no strip clubs in the hood if we didn't celebrate whoredom. These TikTok videos and stuff like that would not exist.
Right.
You understand? I remember a while back, out from the Papa I tried to make a new challenge, and of course it didn't grab no traction because, like my dad just brought out, we love whores for some odd reason. The nation of Israel love whores. We love to have a woman that has been with everybody. Just think about that. Just think about how gross that sounds. I didn't even mean to laugh. But just think about how gross that sounds. Like, you get with a woman, and she'd literally been with every Tom, Dick, and Harry. Can you imagine that? Just imagine this conversation, like you with your buddy, and you talking about your rib. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but she get on my nerves. Yeah, she used to get on my nerves too. That's why I got rid of her. Like, that don't make sense. That's gross. You get what I'm saying? Like, you like, man, listen, man, I got an argument with her. She's still arguing? Man, I can't believe that. Like, that's gross. That is gross. How many times have you, and I'm talking about personal lives. How many times have you been around certain people in your family that's been with the same person? Don't tell me it's just my family. Maybe it is, I don't know. But I've seen my friends who've been with the same woman. We all know that woman that has that reputation for being with multiple brothers, literal brothers, let alone, brothers that hang together like actual brothers, man. Let me tell you something, there's nothing virtuous about that. You think the Lord looks upon that and says, that's what we need in Israel. That's what we need in the kingdom of heaven. You think that's what the Lord looks on and says, man? You think that's what the Lord looks on and says, you know what, this woman right here is acceptable for a priest and prophet of the Lord. You understand? This is what's acceptable. And ladies, I have a question. You know what I'm saying? I have a question. What if your man just walked around all day with his rod out? No, seriously, that's a serious question. What if your man just walked around all day with his rod out? He walked somewhere just like he don't be like, what the hell are you doing? Why are you showing off my goods, right? You would be offended. So how do you think that man feels when you go out and you got this shirt on that pushes your boobs all the way up to your chin? Right. Like, I've seen it. The shirt, like, they just literally resting on right here. You know what I'm saying? You got the shorts on that cut off. Like, remember in school, you used to have to wear the shorts, right? And the shorts used to have to be fingertips, past your fingertips. Now that was in school, right? Nowadays, the shorts come right here. The shorts cut off at your hip. Like, they literally like you're wearing a pair of panties. This is what we seeing out here, man. Oh, yeah, damn. How did I forget that? See-through clothing. Everywhere you go. Now, when I was growing up, y'all know these tights, right? The tights that the women wear. Now, when I was growing up, you know what that used to be used for? Them tights was considered undergarments. Them same tights that they wear like pants now. Oh, hold your point real quick. Them same tights that they wear like pants now used to be what you wore up under a dress, just in case a strong breeze came through or something, so you wouldn't see your panties. They were panties for your panties. Now they wear them like pants. Go ahead, Shia.
Because I said the exact same thing a while back. Because once I found out that chicks call them leggings now, the same thing you said that they wear up under their skirts, that's meant for if a breeze comes,
Right.
showing off their goods and stuff.
Right.
Like them is called leggings. Sisters just wear them like it's just casual now. All up against you, something's dang near see-through, like they were saying, like he was saying earlier.
Right.
Like they just don't care.
Some of them got cuts in it all up the thigh.
Right.
Like, man, when I go to the gym, man, listen, when I go to the gym, it's not even about working out no more. It's just like how it was in school. It's a fashion show. The women wear the most provocative, sluttiest stuff that they can wear. You get what I'm saying? And like, you don't have to wear that. And they're not in there to work out and get in shape. They in there, I call them rod hunters. Like that's what they in there for. They in there rod hunting. When you wearing stuff like that, let me tell you something. There's nothing virtuous about you. I don't look at a woman dressed like that, and the first thing that pops in my mind is not, man, she will make an excellent wife. Nobody looks at a sister that's dressed like a whore and says that. Nobody looks at a sister like that and says, I know she's virtuous. Go ahead.
It's like nobody in their right mind looks at a whore and says that's wife material.
No, not even the whoremongers do it. I'm telling you. Not even the whoremongers. No whoremonger looks at a chick that's showing all her butt like I would wipe her up. That's not what they say. What they will say is I will have sex with her. I will treat her like the whore that she is. But they don't look at her and see a virtuous woman.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like a virtuous woman is this. When a brother looks at you and says, man, now that's something that I can see myself with forever. That's a virtuous woman. He ain't seen nothing sexual about you. It ain't even nothing sexual about you. It's the way that you carry yourself and the way that you present yourself. Your body is covered, but you're still gorgeous. And he's like, man,
Right.
that sister right there is gorgeous. I can see myself with her. I know she's going to be an excellent mother. I know she's going to be an excellent wife. Look how she presented herself. Nobody says, I almost told myself, I don't think brothers go to the strip club and say that about the sisters dancing. I don't think brothers go to the strip club and be like, see that chick on the pole spinning around like, and they be like, she will make an excellent mother. Like, that is not a virtuous woman. That is a whore.
Right.
And that it will not, listen, the scriptures tell you, a whore will not be accepted into the kingdom.
Right.
My fault, God, I didn't mean to cut you all the way off.
I was actually going to drop that scripture. I was just going to add what was it you were saying. You understand? But for the brothers out there in the world who are just so confounded about why it is that their daughter is out there blowing every rod, you understand, getting trays ran on them, why is it their wife is stepping out on them every single week to lay with, you understand, their sugar daddy or their friends with benefits, whatever the hell it is, they sneaky link, you understand? It's because you chose to get with a whore. It's because you sit there every single day liking pictures on Instagram and Facebook of these half naked sisters or even heathens.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're out here just roaming the streets, going to clubs, trying to get with whores, simple as that.
See, this time the club closed and I'm just trying to get with something.
Right.
I'm going to take one for the team.
Right.
That's what you used to say in the world. I'll take one for the team. You take the closet monster. And you calling her a closet monster because she might not look the way that you want her to look. But little do you know, that's what makes her a closet monster. What makes her a closet monster is the fact that she's a real monster. And she is going to destroy your life. She's a closet monster. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what a closet monster is. That's when you wake up in the morning and you're like, ah! And you don't want to wake her up, so you nod your arm off. You got grenade. God damn, that's even worse. You said a grenade. Listen, man, and brothers is out here. Let me tell you something. Them women that's out here showing their butts all on Instagram. You know what I'm talking about? The ones that take the picture looking back. They take the picture looking like.
Who's that famous one? Who's that famous one? I'm just making sure.
Damn. Nah, but them sisters that take the picture looking back, Them is the grenades. Them is the closet monsters. And to show you the proof of that, man, look how destroyed we are, man. The difference between a virtuous woman and a whore, and a woman that don't give a damn about that. I forget who I was talking to, but this conversation that came up. Which is this conversation that came up, and we was talking about abortions, right? Like a virtuous woman, abortion won't even pop in her mind. You get what I'm saying? A virtuous woman, abortion won't even pop in her mind. As a matter of fact, the conversation came up. It was a conversation about some stuff that was going on with some people I know. So now they got this thing now. The white man who's lucky. The oppressor is such a devil. He is such a devil. So now he has this thing now that you can take a pill, right? And the pill will make you miscarriage. Am I the only person that's just now finding out about this? Go ahead, Shamil.
That's a lot, Captain.
Go ahead.
It was just like I am just not finding out about this, but I also was finding out that through the news, like they was also saying they planned about to try to start outlawing abortions down in Texas. But you know, the oppressor being the devil, the Bible speaks of,
right?
He had people going up against it. Like they had protesters out there talking about it's our choice. We should have the right to if we want to abort our babies.
Yeah, and they say that too. And they say that for black women. That ain't really for them.
No.
That's for black women.
God.
Go ahead.
I was saying, and also to add on to that, like scientists, like even went through and let them know, like, look, even within less than a month, you can pick up a heart rate from a child, even though it's not fully developing. You know, it's not fully having its human form or shape.
Yeah, it still has a heartbeat.
Right. It's still living.
I'll tell you how you know the oppressor's the devil, right? So they are trying to. So here's what the abortion law says, and you know, virtuous women don't care about stuff like this. You get what I'm saying? They're like, well, if I'm pregnant, I'm pregnant. And the baby, like in their mind, the baby is alive. The second they find out they're pregnant, it'd be 24 hours later. It'd be like that movie. What's that movie? Don't Be a Menace in the Hood. Remember, they had just got through getting married, and then he rolled over, and 2 seconds later, she said, "I'm pregnant."
Yeah.
Like, that's a virtuous woman right there. I'm pregnant. You know what I'm saying? How do you know? I don't know. I just know I am. But, you know, abortion, she had like 10 kids. You know what I'm saying? She wouldn't abort them other things. You get what I'm saying? She had all them babies. You get what I'm saying? But I say that to say this. A virtuous woman don't understand these things about abortion. But here's how you know the oppressor is the devil. Because a heartbeat signifies life, right?
Right.
So they will say that the baby is not alive in order for you to abort it, right? That baby's not alive. It's not a human yet. It's not living. Even though there's a heartbeat, the baby's not alive. That's why you're allowed to abort it, right? Because it's not a full baby. And then here's how you know the oppressor's the devil. Let's say in that same city, that same state that you're allowed to abort a baby, let's say a female gets into an altercation where she loses that baby, right? She's a month pregnant, or 3 months pregnant, she can abort it. Now she's 3 months pregnant, she gets into an altercation. Maybe, I'm making up a scenario here, maybe a domestic violence, where there's no physical contact, but something happens where he's defending himself and maybe she falls and has a miscarriage, right? Guess what that man is charged with? Go ahead. Murder. You get what I'm saying? If she gets into an altercation where something happens and she gets, severely hurt and she miscarries, then you get charged with that. We've all seen the cases. Especially with the oppressor. He's good for it. He can find out his mistress is pregnant, his mistress get pregnant, right? Not his other wife, oppressors call them mistresses. He'd get pregnant, he's like, nah, my other wife knows about you, but, we have an agreement, I'm not allowed to have any kids with you. She's like, I'm keeping it anyway. There's nothing you're going to do about it, I'm going to keep the baby. And what does he do? He kills her and the baby. And when they catch him, he gets charged with double murder. Why come he ain't getting charged with just one murder? Remember? She could have had an abortion. When she wants to kill it, it's not murder. But when that baby ends up dying by the hands of somebody else, then it's a murder charge. Right. It goes to show you the oppressor is the devil. Go ahead, my guy. Hold your point, man.
It's like if I could, that just goes to show that what's going on with these different abortion bans or the changing of the laws, basically saying you gotta wait really saying you can't really abort your baby
Right.
because at this point or that point, like that is truly from the Lord, because He's sick and tired of His chosen people. You know what I'm saying? For sisters, you know what I'm saying, going out and committing abortions.
Right.
Sleeping with every single brother it is they can get their hands on, and then when they find out that they're pregnant and can't figure out who the father is, just going out and killing a child.
Or when they want to continue their hot girl summer.
You know what I'm saying? That is of the Lord that sisters are not able to do that. Because the Lord does not want sisters to turn their quobah or their box into a graveyard.
Right.
You understand? You're meant to bring life into this earth, not to sit there and destroy our communities and our nation by, you know, sleeping with everybody and then killing the child that, you know, you could have prevented by simply keeping your legs closed.
Right. And if I could, Quatazar, would you pull Proverbs 31 and 10? And Shinya, you got something you want to bring up before I finish going my post?
I was just going to add on to what Rob was saying. Like, he had already touched on the point. Like, when he was saying, like, mainly, like, I've seen most cases where, like, sisters don't even have abortions just because, you know, they're not financially stable or, you know, mentally stable.
Right.
Or if they, you know, not ready for it. They do it because, you know, like he said, they want to be out in hot girl summer type stuff.
Hot girl summer.
They want to be all about them.
Turn up.
You want to kill a child, not slot your child, all because you know, couldn't keep your legs closed and you feel the need to get rid of this thing.
Does anybody remember Casey Anthony? That devil chick.
So the name sounds familiar.
Yeah, so this was a white woman, right? Her child was like 4 years old. Guess what she did? She aborted that little thing. Her child was 4 years old and she aborted her. She aborted her in a black trash bag in the back of the car. She aborted her at 4 years old. They didn't charge her with murder. They didn't charge her. You get what I'm saying? The oppressor is truly the devil, man. The oppressor is truly the devil. And I say that to say this, man, if I could, real quick. Like what my dad was bringing out is such a point, man. Like one thing, I remember when I was coming up, our grandparents had, like prime example, my grandmother had 7 kids. 7 of them. You know what I'm saying? She never aborted none of them. Never aborted none of them. There was a point in time where our women were so virtuous, man. Even when we was coming up and we didn't even have the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord, we still had love for the Lord. We still had love for our family, for our sons and our daughters. I remember it was a point in time when I was coming up and you would hear about people being pregnant or seeing in your own family, and the daughter would be talking about getting an abortion, and the mother would check her. She said, you laid down and had that baby, you're going to take care of that baby. You're not getting no abortion. You're going to keep that baby. You're going to raise that baby. Nowadays, the mothers nowadays promote the abortions. Girl, you too young for that. That's going to ruin your whole life. And grandmas at 34 years old, and they trying to turn up with their daughters at the goddamn clubs. That is disgusting. That's what we living in, man. That is not a virtuous woman. Go ahead, Shinyar.
It's lucky. What you bringing out such a good point. Like, prime example, that would be something that I'd always ask, and that make me always curious. Like, even like back then, we knew the time was hard. We know time is hard now.
Right.
Just imagine how hard y'all had it back then.
Right.
Like, you know, the oppressor was really on y'all, and y'all barely had any. You know, most families weren't financially stable enough.
Right.
Back then, like there was, like you said, there was rarely any abortions, and the proof of that is every single time when I always ask somebody about, you know, their bloodline or their family, they'd be like, yeah, I got 10 brothers.
There's
10
13 of us. You like, God damn, 13.
I'm like, Jesus Christ, your mama really pushed out that many kids.
Right.
Yeah. She wanted a huge family.
He's like, I'm the youngest.
Keep some kids.
He's like, I'm the youngest. How old are you?
Right.
46. Wait, what?
The youngest. Yeah, that's really how it be.
Yeah.
And that is such a glorious thing that the parents back then actually had that
That's because we had love.
and wanted to keep that child.
Yeah,
not just that one, but all them kids.
That's because we had love and we had a little bit of virtuous women back then. We had some still. Go ahead, my dad.
It's like if I could, and same for the sisters listening, don't think just because you're not having an abortion that it makes you virtuous.
Right.
You understand? If you got, you know You understand? Multiple kids by multiple men, you are not a virtuous woman. You are still a promiscuous woman in the eyes of the Lord.
What he means is whore.
You understand? So what? Like, hey, you hit it on the nail. Yeah, you hit it on the nail.
Right. It's still a whore. And whores will not be accepted into the kingdom, man. Point blank period. And, General Muhammad said this for brothers. You know what I'm saying? Be careful about the sisters that you take in, because we are all family here in ISUPK. That means that your problems is my problems and my problems is your problems. So if you bring a whore into the school, she now becomes my problem.
Right.
And I don't want no goddamn whore problem. I'm sorry, I just don't.
Right.
I don't want no whore problems. I just don't. We don't need that. There's too many righteous sisters out here for you to be choosing a whore. You get what I'm saying? Just think of it like the old school game Pokemon. Certain Pokemon you never threw the ball at, right? You're like, I'm not going to get that one. It's weak. It's not good enough. Well, just think of getting a wife like that. She's not good enough. You understand? She's not good enough. And the same goes for you, sisters. So you don't have to go out here and be a whore. Pick your husbands wisely. Husbands and wives, choose them wisely. You understand? Choose them very wisely, because that's going to be the foundation for the rest of your goddamn life. Go ahead, Shamir.
Not to get too far off the subject, but to add on to that reference, like for people that do play Pokemon, I'm pretty sure y'all all encountered this. At the beginning, when you have to pick between 3 of them,
right?
You ain't about to just go and pick,
anyone one.
Yeah, you about to sit there and study them like, dang, do I want to pick this one?
You say, which one best suits me and my needs?
Yes.
You do a whole background check.
Right. You do a whole background check.
Sit there and Google, which is better, Charizard, Squirtle,
right,
or whatever the leaf one was.
Right.
You got to think about the pose.
Or whatever. Yeah. Yeah. Like, which one best suits me and my needs and what I'm going to do, what I'm looking to build.
All right.
That's how you should choose your goddamn. How you put more effort into a video game than you do to your real goddamn life, man? That goes to show you that we are truly destroyed out here.
Right.
Like, that needs to be the same thing with the wives and the husbands that you are picking. You understand? Before I get to scripture, does anybody have anything they want to bring up before I get to the scriptures? Go ahead.
Actually, let me get a scripture real quick.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 23, verse 17. All bread is sweet to a whoremonger.
Damn right.
Cougars.
To a whoremonger.
From top.
Come. All bread is sweet to a whoremonger.
A tender little young thing.
All bread is sweet to a whoremonger.
But she got a little bit of money, shouldn't you?
All bread is sweet to a whoremonger.
You understand? All bread, all kwaba is sweet to a whoremonger.
Right?
You understand? Brothers sit there and sleep with any whore it is they can get their hands on. It don't matter if she's got AIDS, you understand, gonorrhea, syphilis.
You don't care about none of that. You never asked.
None.
Not up in the raw.
Nothing.
Ta-da!
You understand? Damn.
That's how you do it. It's like a magic trick. You know what? I didn't mean to cut you off. That's a luck here. What you bring it out is so happy because you just sleeping with random women, and you know what it's like. I'll make it simple for you. You ever see people shoot dice? It's a luck game, right? They bet no less, and I'm just trying to make sure that I win. Every time you sleep with a whore, that's what you do. It's like gambling. It's like you taking the dice and you just rolling it on the table, man. Like you sleeping with these whores unprotected. You're not thinking about your future. You're not thinking about none of that, man. How many of us are just a product of a one-night stand? It's sad to say, but it's the truth. It is the absolute truth. We are products of a one-night stand. You get what I'm saying? I'm a product of that. I'm a product of that. Oh, the club closing. Let me get this last drink in. Ooh. Lights come on you. It's like musical chairs. You get what I'm saying? That's how I got here. I was a any, meeny, mighty, mo. Catch a whore by the toe. If she holler, let her go. You get what I'm saying? And ta-da, I'm here. And then just think about this. Who suffers in the end? The kids suffer. Right. The kids is who suffer. We are out here suffering, man. Point blank period. Point blank period. What's the proof of that? Look at the NBA. Look at the NFL. Look at baseball. It's one devil, man, and I'm gonna pull that scripture in just a second. It's one devil chick. She got a basketball player. I believe it's Blake Griffin's baby mama. She has a child with Blake Griffin. Then she has a child with a football player. Then she has a child with a baseball player. Do you think that's a virtuous woman? And my thing is this: what was you thinking? What was you thinking when you got with this woman and you found out that she already had a? So I'm the basketball player. I'm Blake Griffin. She already has a child with a football player. He's making millions of dollars, right? Did it ever occur to you to say, well, shit, why aren't you with him? What happened between you and him? You get what I'm saying? Like, that never occurred to ask them questions. And then, not only that, but I know this nigga on child support. You ain't gonna ask nothing about child support? Because that is a weapon. That devil right there is destroying black man. She got all them niggas on child support. She getting hundreds of thousands of dollars from football, basketball, and baseball. You understand? Football, basketball, and baseball. What made him look at her and think that was a virtuous woman? It's my understanding that Drake got a child out here by a porn star. By a porn star. Who on planet Earth wants to sleep with a porn star? Listen, man. I've been anything but a saint in my past life. But nothing in my mind ever said, I want to sleep with this porn star. So this woman's career is she's a professional whore, right? What makes you look at this woman and think that there's anything virtuous about her that you will be willing to risk your seed inside this woman and raising up a child? I just don't get it. And this goes to show you how destroyed we are, because as men, we feel like we don't have any worth, and as women, our sisters feel like they don't have any worth. My worth is my butt. My worth is my boots. My worth is my body. If your worth is your body, I'm just going to, I hate to break it to you, but if your worth is your body, then you ain't worth much. It's sad to say, but there's nothing virtuous about that. Go ahead, Shinyan.
I don't one bit condone sleeping with the porn star or any type of whores. But I will say this: it's one thing to sleep with a porn star. That's one thing. It's a totally different ballgame than marriage. Like, could you imagine
when you speak with them?
Think about what goes on behind closed doors.
But you speaking in worldly terms, because we know sex is marriage. Once you sleep with her, you are married to her. Now you can't. Now listen, you just seen her on camera blowing 1,000 rods. Is that what attracted you to her? Like, Jesus Christ, Salakia. That's what attracted you to her? Well, I mean, listen, that's a story for another day. Salakia, man. But let me tell you something, man. That's nothing virtuous about that, man. And I'm about to bring out what a virtuous woman is, man, according to the scriptures. Sorry, you got that precept? Oh, Salakia. Hold on real quick. My guy, go ahead and finish your precept. I did just cut you off. Main precept, man. Salakia.
Read up from the top.
Come, the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 23, verse 17. All bread is sweet to a whoremonger.
You know what I'm saying? It don't matter if brothers out here trying to get with heathens that hate their guts, hate the guts of their people, or if they're trying to get with a woman who's already married to another man or betrothed to another man.
Right.
They view all that as good box. You know what I'm saying? Like Jake's my slave all the time. He's sitting there saying how it is they sleep with this woman or that woman, and they come to me and I'm like, yo, she's married, or as a heathen, or I don't know her like that to say if I would or not.
But that's the programming, and if I could, when I was in the world, I was just as bad. And it ain't something that was in me by nature. It was something that I picked up by hanging around a bunch of whoremongers. When you hang around a certain group of people, guess what that makes you? The scriptures, I'm paraphrasing, but this is something that we always heard in the world, and we thought it was just some OG knowledge, but really it's biblical. Birds of a feather flock together. That's something that we've always heard, and we just thought it was some OG wisdom, but that's not. That's biblical. Every animal onto its life. So, and I got a brother in the world that I was, giving advice to and teaching, man. Like so his rib, all her friends are whores. All of them are whores, and she's hanging around them. I told him, do not let her hang around them. Birds of a feather flock together. If she's hanging around whores, that's because she is a whore. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's that simple. Don't be hanging around with it. And he had to learn the hard way. You know what I'm saying? Lord be with him. He had to learn the hard way. But my thing is this. If you could, read that again. That scripture that one guy had you for.
Come. The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 23, verse 17. All bread is sweet to a whoremonger.
All bread is sweet to a whoremonger. If you don't have any standards on yourself, man, you end up with a wicked beast of a woman, man. With a wicked beast of a woman. And go ahead and finish that scripture. And let one guy finish breaking it down. Because I got a scripture that I want to precept with that one. That I want to clear with that one. So
Come. All bread is sweet to a whoremonger. He will not leave off till he die.
Sadly, that's the truth for a lot of brothers who are out here dealing with whores. You understand? They don't stop sleeping with them until they contract some STD, until they get AIDS or syphilis.
Herpes is forever.
You understand? Something that is going to completely, either shut down their circulatory system, or that's really about all that does is shut down your circulatory system, or until they sleep with the wrong woman who has a husband and he blows their goddamn head off with their 45 or 38, whatever it is they choose to exact their vengeance with.
Right.
I'm saying that's why it's so important for brothers to simply ask your sister, you got a man? Are you sleeping with anybody? Have you seen anyone talk to anybody? Have you been tested recently? When was the last time you were sexually active with somebody? Like, you gotta ask.
Just go to the doctor with him. That's what I did. It's a lot here. I didn't even cut you off.
You understand? Like, these questions are important to ask so that brothers know exactly what it is that they're getting themselves into. Otherwise, you're in for a rude awakening. And there have been too many brothers, especially young brothers, who have, gotten into those situations and, haven't made it out.
Listen, you are absolutely right, man. And black man, black woman, black sons, black daughters, man. Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. When I say black, I'm speaking over the tradition. What we gotta realize is that, man, we are worth something. When I was growing up, sex was very taboo. It ain't how it is now. It's just out in front of everybody for everybody to do. It is very taboo. My son is sitting right there. If I could, Shinya, in your whole life, how many women have you seen me with? 3. 3. Who are 2 of them?
My mother, sister's mother, and when we do it right now, Lord.
Exactly. You understand? I was a late bloomer. I didn't get married until I was 18 years old. 18. I know niggas out here, they brag about me. I almost won virginity when I was 12. 6.5. Like, wait, what? Nigga, what the hell going on in your world? I was a late bloomer. You know why? Because of what my dad just spoke on. I don't know, listen, I know I don't want to give my age away, but I got to. So when I was going to school, right, we didn't have personal TVs in the classroom. If it was something that needed to be showed, we would all meet up in the gymnasium, right? And they would wheel that one TV into the gymnasium, and we would all watch the same program. I sound old, right? They're like, wait, every classroom has a TV now. I know, right? And so we just looked it up on our phones. That's what our teachers tell us to do. Go ahead, Suzanne.
At some point, I actually remembered that. I remember when there used to be little small TVs in the corner.
Right.
When they would wheel a TV into the classroom, we never had to be at the gymnasium.
Right.
But we still had to deal with TVs.
Listen, if it was a big event, we had to wheel that TV into the gymnasium. They would run stitching cords the whole length of the basketball court, and they would make us all be quiet, and we would watch whatever message that we had to watch. Right. And I remember being a little kid in the gymnasium watching Magic Johnson. Quasar. I know you can relate to this. I remember when they first said that Magic Johnson had AIDS. Do you remember that? Hey, listen, it's a show on TV called Scared Straight, and it's about little kids going to a prison program that scared them straight. Well, listen, for me, it was watching Magic Johnson get that speech about how he had cooties. He was like, "My name is Magic Johnson, and I've contracted the HIV." You know what I'm saying? Like he was talking about how he had cooties and how it came from being sexually active, sleeping with women unprotected, being a whoremonger. That's what it came from, him being a whoremonger. And I didn't even know what AIDS was. All right, I didn't know what AIDS or HIV was. I just knew he was going to die at a young age, right? Or supposedly he was supposed to. He's supposed to be dead by now. So lock you. He was supposed to be dead by now, but he's not. That's a conversation for another day. But I know for me, that scared the life out of me. I was like, and then once more, we had sex education class in school. This is when school still had a couple of black teachers in there. And the black teachers really cared about their job and loved you and tried to make sure that you understood. Like, so we understood how dangerous sex was, that it just wasn't something that you do for fun. That, and also, you know what I'm saying, we had family. We grew up in a time of black people still had love for black people. It took a village. We grew up in a time of the village. We had virtuous women who had been with their husband for 20 and 30 years that understood that it took a village to raise a child. You understand? So we didn't look at whores like that. We wanted a woman like our neighbor that stayed 3 doors down that always cooked for everybody and took care of everybody and had peanut butter sandwiches, and when you was locked out your house and couldn't get in, you can come over there, and there was never no faultiness or no bullcrap with her. You never seen her dressed like a whore, but she was still the most gorgeous woman to you because of the way she carried herself. That's the time we grew up in, a virtuous woman, man. A virtuous woman. And that scared me straight to where I didn't even think about no tail until I was 18 years old. You understand? I was like, I'm cool. Listen, I want to live forever. That was me. I wanted to live forever. And not only that, but we was also raised to have value for ourselves, man. To have value for ourselves. I was raised to believe that I was special and that the woman that I get with is supposed to be worthy of me. You understand? And that's how we should be teaching our sons and daughters all the time. The man that gets that box should be worthy of that box. The woman that gets that rod should be worthy of that rod. Go ahead, buddy, man.
And that's exactly what the ISUPK is teaching so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians.
Yeah, right.
Showing sisters that you're only supposed to lie with one man for the entire duration of your life.
Forever.
And saying that for brothers, if you sleep with a sister, you gotta keep her until you are dead. You cannot take another man's wife.
Damn right.
That's all I want to
Damn right. You got damn right. But that ain't what these rappers teach us. These rappers teach us that, you know what I'm saying? Man, there's so many goddamn songs that's out here that's so disrespectful and destroying our nation that it's hard for me to even mimic one. Because all of them are like that. And what's this? I almost called her the B word. What's this filthy whore, Megan Thee Stallion? Megan Thee Stallion, she is just, I can't even say she's the worst because there's a lot of them out there. Her, Cardi B, all of them. Like, what Ron Gad brought out earlier is such a heavy point because it was a Facebook clip, and I guess Cardi B was live on like Instagram Live, and she was listening to one of her songs that she was featuring with somebody else, and they talking about how they like screwing, like how they having sex with all these different dudes, and her daughter walked around the corner and walked in, and she scrambled to cut that goddamn song off. She scrambled to cut it off and picked her daughter up and took her out of the room. She refuses to let her daughter listen to her own music. She refuses. You know why she refuses? Give it to me. Who knows why she refuses? Go ahead.
Because she knows what she's doing is wrong.
Exactly. Clap that up. She knows what she's doing is wrong. She knows what she is doing is wrong. It's another thing if you didn't know. Like before I found this truth, I used to be the most wicked beast, man. I just thank the Lord that the Lord spared my life, man. Like before I found this truth, I used to hustle. That's what I did. That was my 9 to 5. That's every black, Hispanic, and Native Indian who grew up in poverty, who grew up with their lights being cut off, who grew up with their heat being cut off. Nigga, we used to have to put water in the microwave to take a hot goddamn bath. You boop, 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 for 10 minutes. They grab that little bowl and do that like 30 times until we filled up the tub. We was so poor that nigga, we used to share the same bath water because we was poor. It was the only way we can heat up water. We used to take the newspaper and do it like this, rub it together to make it soft, to wipe your butt. That's how poor we was. That's how poor we was, man. That is the only reason I ever started to hustle in the first place. It wasn't to buy Jordans. Go ahead, Shinyard.
But not only was y'all that poor, but like I said before, y'all also had the brotherhood spirit back then.
Yeah,
y'all had it a lot better than we got it than my generation.
Right.
Y'all had it way better.
Right, and you already know, like you was with me every step of the way. I didn't know that the things that I was doing in the world was wrong. When I used to hustle, who was with me, Shinyard?
Me and my sister.
Every time. I used to take my kids with me to go hustle. Not because I wanted to, but because in my mind, what I was doing was right. Because I didn't have any secrets. I didn't have anything to hide. Because the money that I'm making is to take care of them. It ain't for me to go buy some Jordans or be pretty and go, what's that Birkin bags? Go buy Birkin bags for a whore. It wasn't for that. It was to put food on our table and a roof over our head. I think that's the only reason the Lord spared my life. But I did it in front of him because I didn't know I was wrong. But when I found out I was wrong, what did I do, Shinyard?
Change your life.
Gave it all up overnight. You understand? Overnight.
So I got one.
Go ahead, buddy, man.
Can I pull some right quick?
Go ahead. Pull it.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 5, verse 18. And it reads, woe unto them that draw iniquity with cords of vanity, and sin, as it were, with a carnal woman. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When you're in the world, you're watching all these women walk around with, you know what I'm saying, this lascivious behavior. You know what I'm saying? You can't help but fashion a cord of iniquity. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
It's the thing to do, you know what I mean? You're in the world. And you're taken, you know what I'm saying, by her hands. Her hands basically can pull you into this sin, man. And in her mind, you know what I'm saying, cultivate snares and traps to keep you. You know what I mean? And on top of that, she put you on child support.
Yeah, if you
would. You know, and then like you brought out earlier, it ain't gonna tell her who she's dealing with because she's doing the same thing.
Right.
With the house in Virginia, that HIV, you know what I'm saying? So somebody.
Damn right. And if you would, hold where you at and pull Ecclesiastes 7 and 26. You understand? Because like Shinyard brought out, she knows what she's doing. These women out here in the world, they know what they are doing, and they are sinning against the Lord purposely, man. These are not virtuous women, man, at all. These are wicked women whose whole sole purpose is not only to destroy themselves, but to destroy anything that they come in contact with. They so wicked, they even try to destroy other women.
Right.
Like, I've seen it. I've seen sisters get hit on by other sisters, man. Women get hit on by other women. I'm pretty sure y'all sisters have experienced that in life too, already. Because that's what kind of wicked world that we living in. You understand? Hey, listen, don't take what I'm saying the wrong way. Ain't nothing wrong with sisters complimenting sisters. But there is something wrong with sisters complimenting sisters with the intent to sleep with that sister. That is a sin against the Most High. You got that Ecclesiastes scripture?
Come on, God, sir.
Ecclesiastes 7 and 26. Let's get it.
Come on, God. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 26.
This is not a virtuous woman. This is the women like the Cardi B's and the Megan Thee Stallions of the world. Go ahead.
Verse 26 reads, and I find more bitter than death.
Oh. That scripture that Bungad brought out earlier, what did it say at the end of that scripture? That they was going to be put to death? That death awaits them?
He will not leave off till he died.
He will not leave until he died. What is that scripture? How did that scripture start off again, Balthazar?
And I find more bitter than death.
This is worse than death. He ain't going to leave until he died. But this is even worse than that. This is worse than death. Keep going.
The woman whose heart is snares and nets.
A woman whose heart is snares and nets. You know who a woman whose hearts and snares and nets is? I'll make it simple for you. This is what it was called in my generation. Baby keeper nigga. Like I was just telling you about that chick that has a baby by a football, basketball, and baseball player. This is what that scripture is talking about. Baby keeper nigga. Our sisters are so quick to run out here and get a goddamn abortion until she gets pregnant by a baseball or football or basketball player. Then she want to keep that baby. Right. It ain't because she loves that baby. You think she's keeping that baby because she loves it? Hell no. Not at all. Go ahead, Shannon.
I was going to say, Salaki, I forget if we brought this up in Hebrew Academy or if we just brought this up. But I was going to say, I remember somebody had brought it out. They said that, like, sisters will do that. They will literally use the baby as an excuse to always keep some type of hold or restraint over the man.
That is not a virtuous woman that does filth like that.
Right.
That is a beast of it. That is an animal. That's what that is. That ain't somebody I want to marry.
Right.
That is not somebody that I want to spend the rest of my life with. That I gotta beg and plead and borrow. Who the hell has to do that with their wife? That is a wicked bitch. So lucky. Go ahead. Go ahead, Quatazar.
Come. And her hands has bands.
But her hands is what?
Bands.
Trapping a nigga. You can't go nowhere. Now you on child support.
Right.
Now you can't see now you in a custody battle.
Right.
You understand? And I went through that. I went exactly through that. Whenever, like, this is my own personal experience because I didn't know these laws, statutes, and commandments. I didn't know. I did not know. I grew up in a Christian church. But here's the sad part. Both of my, well, I can say both. My son's mother, like when I got with her, she didn't have that wicked whore mentality. Here's where I messed up at, that I didn't have the truth. I turned her into that because of the lifestyle that I was living. You understand? That's what I turned her into because of the lifestyle that I was living. She was, you know, she was halfway decent, but because I was living a fast lifestyle, nice cars, drugs, and just doing the most, I turned her into a complete animal. And now she is so goddamn materialistic and vain that it is so sad to see. And a whoremonger. Like, you just heard, Shanya, how many women have you seen me with? 3. How many men have you seen your mother with?
Too many to count. I know women, I believe she's only been with either 1 or 2. I can't keep track.
Listen, when she left me, she had to get a woman. That's the sad part. Because she was like, how can I replace this what I had? You can't. You know what I'm saying? You can't replace this. Because I was on my path to becoming a man of the Lord. And when you get a priest and prophet, it all goes downhill from there. If you leave a priest and prophet, it all goes downhill. You understand? So if you got a priest and prophet, you keep that priest and prophet system. You be a righteous woman to that priest and prophet. Go ahead, Shanya.
Like, I know we don't condone this, but I will say this. Even though my mom was with the, her sister, like, I still give that sister that she was with credit. Because, like, she was putting in more brick than any of the men she was ever with. She understood that, like, look, I'm a female. I can't be this boy's father.
Right.
I can't be his mother.
Right.
But I can teach him right from wrong.
And not only that, but I was there every step of the way. Right. She was actually, trying to explain to your mother that he needs his father. Right. What you doing is wicked. What you're doing is wrong. Give that boy his father. Right. Let him see his daddy. And of course, your mother being one of these wicked women that be going on in the scriptures about. Go ahead, Quatazar. Let's get some more on that scripture.
Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 26.
Go ahead.
And I find more bitter than death a woman whose heart is snares and nets, and her hands have bands. Whoso pleaseth God shall escape from her.
You know why I got free? You know why I got custody of my son? Read that last part again.
Whoso pleaseth God shall escape from her.
Because I pleased the Most High. And the Most High, He let me escape from her, and He gave me custody of my son. Right. Because I pleased the Most High. Because I quit being a whoremonger. Because I went out and I found a virtuous woman. Let's get that virtuous woman scripture. The one that I told you put on hold, I believe it's in Proverbs 31:10. This is how I please the Most High right here. This is how I please the Most High. I found me a virtuous woman. The Most High had mercy on me. He had mercy on me because I pleased him. And when you please the Most High as a man or a woman, not only will he give you a virtuous woman, but if you're a sister, he's going to give you a virtuous man. He's going to give you a man of the Lord that's going to take care of your household, that's going to raise you and teach you how to be a virtuous woman. How to, listen, man, the scriptures say this, a woman is our helpmate. You think this work in the truth? And listen, y'all sisters know this. Like, that's why we doing this class. This class ain't just to talk crap about what a woman ain't supposed to be. This class is to glorify the sisters that's in this class right now. And the sisters all around the UPK. Because listen, you sisters are mighty. Right. Are mighty, man. Are mighty. And listen, you are what men of the Lord need in order to continue this work. Just think about the feast day, man. I know I ate good. I ate some, what was that, roast? I had some good roast and some good brownies. You know what I'm saying? Right. From two mighty, beautiful sisters in this school, man. Right. That did the work of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? The virtuous sisters. I had some virtuous food from some virtuous sisters, man. Right. And listen, I'm mad because my mouth is starting to water just talking about it. I'm getting hungry. You understand? Where's the next feast day? You know, just like that's what brothers need instead of an unvirtuous sister that, you know, she's too busy caught up in her own filth that the kids and the family got to eat goddamn McDonald's every day. We got to eat fast food every goddamn night. You got to go to the Arab spot every night, my guy. Babe, what's for dinner? Peanut butter and jelly. Bitch, I'm about to fight. It's a lie. I'm just kidding. It's a lie. It's a joke. But we ain't in college no more. I shouldn't be eating Roman noodles every night. We are a family. We are built. Let's get what a virtuous woman is, Quatazar.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 31, verse 10.
Go ahead.
Who can find a virtuous woman?
Who can find a virtuous woman? Let me tell you something. If you want to find a virtuous woman, come into the ISUPK under Commander Junior High. Right. Listen, you're going to have to wait close to a year. In some cases, more than that. So, like, it has a quick sneak this. Some cases, more than that, but it's worth it in the end. It is worth it in the end. Because that virtuous woman, hey, listen, it is glorious, man. These sisters in here are beautiful and glorious, man. And they all about serving the Most High. They all about serving the Most High. They all about serving their lords, man. Which is the man that rules over them that they have chosen as a husband. Right. Read that from the top again, Balthazar.
In the book of Proverbs, chapter 31, verse 10. Who can find a virtuous woman?
Who can find a virtuous woman? Go ahead.
For her price is far above you.
For her what?
For her price is far above you.
Now, she keep taking these pictures where she's showing her butt.
For her price is far above you.
Listen, I seen her boobies.
Her price is far above you.
A fans only page.
Her price is far above you.
Listen, sisters, like I said, you are way more than just your body. If your price is far above rubies, let me tell you something, man. If we put monetary value on things, rubies is, listen, you get some rubies and some diamonds, you're good to go. They got rubies and diamonds out here worth millions of dollars. You understand? Millions of dollars. I know niggas in the world right now will let every brother in ISUPK run through this rib for not even a whole million, just 100,000. Because $10, a sack of weed, because he don't put no value on that woman. But the sisters in this school are virtuous women. What's their value?
Her value, her price is far above you.
Her price is far above her value, what she's worth. You can't put no price on it. Listen, I'm not telling. I used to say this, and this is how I know that my life used to lead me to this truth, because like I said, in the world, I came across 1,000 whores. And if there's one thing that you know when you get money and you hustling out here, women always just try to sleep with you and make some money. They just assume you're gonna buy some booty. You understand? And I used to tell bitches this, and that's exactly what they are. Animals, like wicked women. I used to tell them this. I'm not saying that, you know what I'm saying, that you're not priceless. I'm just saying, to me, you're worthless. I wouldn't dare pay for some booty. Who does that? Who does that? You understand? You're worthless to me. Why would I give you a dime? That don't make sense. You understand? You out here selling your body, you have no value. Because if you're selling it, that means that it don't mean nothing to you. There's certain things that ain't, listen, there's certain things that you just can't get rid of. I'll make it even simpler for you. This brother right here next to me, every gift that he's ever given me, I have. And here's the funny part. Every gift that he's ever given me, whenever I wear it or show it off, somebody always wants to buy it. And I'm like, no, I can't sell it. Can't get rid of it. Why? Because my brother gave it to me. And this is my brother. Now imagine your wife. Imagine a woman that you're in love with that's virtuous. She has no value to it. There's nothing that can match it. Keep going, Baltazar. Yeah, right. Salaki, hold on real quick. Go ahead, bro.
Like I just looked up the price of how much a ruby is. They can be upwards of 225,000 per carat. And some of them sell for more than diamonds.
Yeah, right.
Yes, and that just goes to show sisters how much like the Lord puts a value on your body.
Goddamn right.
How much is you should value yourselves as well.
Goddamn
like,
right.
Not too long ago, sisters would sell themselves for $40.
Right.
You understand? They'll sit there and sleep with a drug dealer for
a sack of weed. Yeah.
That's like a QP. What's the guy? What's 3 point?
Yeah, a dime.
7? Dime is 10.
No, a dime is 3.7.
Oh, it's like we call it a dime 10. Anyways,
you said an 8.
Yeah, 8.
You said 7 and 8. Yeah, listen, Salaki, that's the old us. Salaki.
Yeah, like sisters will for real sell themselves out for an 1/8 a week,
just to get out,
knowing that they're gonna smoke that within 2 days.
2 days, nigga, that's gone that night.
Right.
Salaki.
Knowing that they're gonna go back and do that same thing again. Like that just shows you what little value it is that we have of ourselves. The sisters will sit there and sell themselves out for a herd.
Hey, Salaki, the Bible says that these whores ain't even barely worth a loaf of bread. You get what I'm saying? A loaf of bread. You go to Walmart or Kroger's, you can get the cheap bread for $1.
It's really, they overcharge.
Yeah, they overcharge. These whores have been overcharging for the last 400 years.
Right.
That's a lot. Bad joke, but I get the point. A virtuous woman is priceless. A whore is worth less than $1. It's worth less than a goddamn dollar, but a virtuous woman is priceless. Go ahead, buddy.
It's like I was gonna say, and that's why it's so crazy that sisters that are out here sleeping around, and whether they claim to have a man or not, it's just crazy that they demand to have respect from brothers who know exactly what it is that they're doing. Like the Lord lets you know that you are, dog.
Yeah, right.
And like Officer Isaiah brought out, saying that you are the price of the bread.
Right.
I mean, that's damn near as low as it can get.
You ain't even worth Hawaiian bread, just regular bread.
Right, regular white bread.
Bread. Go ahead, Shinyan. Something you want to say?
He beat me to the punch on it, but I guess I still could add on to it. What I was going to say is that it's, like, to add on to what Officer Martel was saying, like, that is super duper wicked right there. Sisters will be begging, well, I can't say begging, demanding your respect when they out here with OnlyFans page, out here being porn stars, and just out here just selling their body and being the most wicked thing out here, and saying it's their choice, saying they have free will, but they want to demand your respect.
Respect,
like you're less than them.
Like Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B. Like you go to award shows dressed like whores, and then get offended when somebody talks to you or treats you like a whore.
Right.
But you want me to tell you why I don't dress up like a police officer? Because I'm not a goddamn police officer. And I don't want anybody to mistake me for a police officer.
Right.
So if you're not a whore, why would you dress up like one?
Right.
You understand? Like, we used to do this in high school, man, and we did this purposely just to make chicks feel bad. You understand? We used to walk up to them and ask how much. How much? That would be the only thing that we would ask. You know why we would ask that? Go ahead, Shamir.
Because they responded, you call them out.
Yeah, exactly, because they was dressed like whores. You dressed like a whore, we would just walk up and be like, how much? How much for what? How much? Quit playing with me. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, just to pick an argument with these whores. And they would get offended. You don't disrespect me like that. You're like, look how you dressed. It's December and you got on a swimsuit. You understand? Let's get the rest of that scripture, Quatazar.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 31, verse 11. The heart of her husband does safely trust in her.
In what?
The heart of her husband does safely trust in her.
I can't be the only one to put faith in a whore.
The heart of her husband does safely trust in her.
Damn right. Before I came into this truth, I was stupid and I put faith in a whore because I didn't know what a virtuous woman was. Right. I remember that once more, this is my son sitting here. He knows every job for the most part that I had, I used to take him to work with me. And my rib, she didn't have to work. I told her, the only thing you had to do was take her home. Well, my rib at the time, when we rephrased that, and she couldn't even do that. I would get off of work from 12 hours after having my son at work with me, and we would be locked out the house for another 3 hours. Until this bitch showed up. It's lucky. And I was still trusting her. When she said she went out being a whore, that's how weak, when you're in the world and don't understand this truth, you can be. Let's get some more.
So that he shall have no need of spoil.
Read that again.
So that he shall have no need of spoil.
Keep on.
Verse 12. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life.
She will do what?
She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life.
So what this is saying is that when you got a virtuous woman, you understand? When you got a sister that loves you, you won't want or need for nothing. What I used to have is not a virtuous woman. I had a whore. They didn't give a damn about me or the kids. They didn't give a damn about the Most High. You think she loved the Lord? You know she didn't love the Lord. How do you know she didn't love the Lord? Give me what I'm looking for. How do you know she didn't love the Lord? Go ahead, Shia.
She was like being a whore.
Not just that. How do you know she didn't love the Lord? Close. It's one answer I'm looking for. Who does she belong to? Go ahead.
She didn't serve you.
She didn't love me. That's how you know she didn't love the Lord, because she didn't love me. You understand? That's how you know. A wife's job is to do what?
Serve her husband.
Serve her husband. She's supposed to be a helpmeet unto that man. She wasn't helping me. These whores out here ain't helping nobody. Who these whores? It's a saying in today's world that we all know. These hoes for everybody. Right. How can I be a virtuous woman if she's for Bangad and me? She's for me, Bangad, and Quatazar. Hey, listen, we gonna share. Go ahead, Sheikah.
It's lucky. My generation will put it. She belonged to the streets.
She belonged to the streets. That means she's for everybody. How does that sound? That listen, just think about that. So just imagine you a sister, and you are sleeping with me, Bangad, Shinya, and Quatazar. We just running through you. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then we all came up on Friday. It's gross, right? So, but listen, here's the sad part. That's what we are witnessing in today's world. That's what Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion and all these other female rappers are rapping about. They are rapping about just sleeping with any and everybody for whatever reason. And the sad part is this: we look at them like they're virtuous. We look at them like what we read in the scriptures is really taking place with them. Let's get some more, Quatazar.
Verse 13. She seeketh wool and flax.
She do what? She do what?
She seeketh wool.
She seeketh wool. Keep going.
And flax.
Keep going.
And worketh willingly with
She do what with her hands?
Worketh willingly.
Keep going.
Verse 14.
If I could, hold right there. Now, when I hear that scripture, you know what that reminds me of? If I could. Only if I could, because I'm about to bring you into it. That reminds me of your rib. That Passover garment. That Passover, let's clap it up, man. Let's clap that up for Tom Gad's rib. That is a virtuous woman right there in this class. Like, hey, we was down to the last minute, because you know, we niggas. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, that's what we do. We wait to the last minute for everything. It's Passover time. I'm like, damn, I gotta get my garment together. My dad said, me too. This was like 2 months before the Passover. It was the day of, and all of a sudden, this thing come with a glorious garment. I was like, how you think, where did that come from? He's like, my rib made it happen last night. I said, shit, last night? Hey, that was that scripture that we just read. She worked willingly with them hands, with the wool and the flex, getting that garment together. Right. So you can be glorious at the Passover. That nigga came looking like a straight Gadite with the scalps on him. You understand? You know what I'm saying? Shit, most high Christ for that virtuous woman. Because that's what a virtuous woman does. You understand? That's what a virtuous woman does. She works willingly. You didn't have to make this garment or else. You didn't do that. And I need a garment. I got it. That's her goddamn job, man. As a virtuous woman.
Exactly how that conversation went.
Damn right. I got it. Damn right. Most high Christ. That is a wonderful thing, man. That is so, listen, that is more valuable than rubies. Right. That is more valuable than rubies because you could have had all the money in the world. You wouldn't have got it done. They'd be like, well, I'm backed up on orders. Right. There's a lot of people in front of you, a lot of white people with a lot of money in front of you. Right. It's going to be a week later. But since you got that virtuous woman, you came in there looking like a true priest and prophet of the Lord. You understand? That's a virtuous woman right there. You understand? She got it done, man. And that's what every brother in the UPK needs. Every brother in the UPK needs a virtuous woman. And let me tell you something. Every woman in the UPK is being trained up to be a virtuous woman. To be that help meet that brothers need. To help push this truth. To help bring other brothers up. You understand? Bob Gad is a mighty man. He's, you know what I'm saying? Let me tell you something, man. That's my brother. I love him to death. I don't like him, but you know what something he done that I didn't do? He went through Hebrew Academy. And guess what he's doing now? He's training me up to be able to walk in his shadow when it comes to being a Hebrew Academy graduate, man. And none of that can be done without the help of sisters that's willing to sacrifice, man, because that's what it takes to be a virtuous woman. It takes sacrifice. And what do you have to sacrifice? I'm asking you sisters, to be a virtuous woman, what do you have to sacrifice? Time? That's right. What else? Pride. That's the answer I was looking for. Let's back that up. Pride. You have to sacrifice your pride. Let me tell you something, man. Like, my rib, I'll use my rib for an example. My rib, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want her to come into the truth, but she's not. And it's something that Captain Kaposh said that weighs heavy on me to this day. He was like, even though your rib don't come to class, even though she doesn't have a Hebrew name, he was like, your rib is in the truth. Because everything that you need her to do, she does. You know what I'm saying? Like she doesn't, you know what I'm saying? She's not, I'll explain this in barbaric terms. And when I say this, I want you to understand that I'm just trying to hurry up and explain this so we can move on. Like, she doesn't believe what I believe, but she doesn't need to believe what I believe. She just needs to serve me. And she does that. You understand? She does that, and the Lord will have mercy on her for that. You understand? So, as a wife in this school, as a virtuous woman, you don't have to believe whatever your husband believes. You just have to serve him. If I was to go home right now and be like, listen, I think I want to be a pro wrestler. This bitch is going to buy me all the stuff that I need to be a pro wrestler. I will have a ring in my backyard. If I go home tonight and be like, you know what? I think I want to be a race car driver. She will buy me the helmet and the fire suit. If I go home and be like, you know what? I think I want to be an astronaut. She's going to buy me some space boots. That is a virtuous woman. That is what brothers need. A woman who serves a man, who's there for a man, who helps build up a man. We have enough monstrous sisters that's out here trying to destroy us. Who's going to build us up? Who's going to be in our corner? That's what we need to know. Because when we look at the entertainment world, the second any of these rich black women get a, and not even rich, just a black woman with some money. The second she get a devil, she look out for that devil. Next thing you know, she's celebrating whatever pagan white holiday that these devils celebrate. These, I almost said their mouth. These people is going to National Hot Dog Day. Like, you ever hear stuff like that? It's National Pony Day. It's National Pizza Day. This is not nigga stuff. This is white people stuff. We don't celebrate stuff like that. Go ahead, Shinja.
I believe yesterday was National Boyfriend's Day.
National Boyfriend Day. I know the homosexual community had a field day with that. It's a lot. Let's get the rest of that scripture, Quatazar. Can you hear me? Quatazar. Looks like we might have lost connection elsewhere. Well, while he's doing that, Shia. 1 Thessalonians 3:9. Yep, 1 Thessalonians 3:9. And any scripture you need, my God, is here. You want to shut down at 9, just do the announcements right now. 1 Thessalonians 3:9. Because listen, like a virtuous woman, and when Balthazar gets back, you know, when the computer stops pulling the Illuminati, we're going to get back to it. Oh, okay, Most High Christ. So what were you asking, y'all? Let's get the rest of that scripture, Balthazar, if you can.
Come. Proverbs chapter 31, verse 14. She is like the merchant's ships. She bringeth her food from afar.
Like we just got to bring it down. And listen, man, we had some good roast. We had some good brownies. We ate good thanks to you sisters, man. You sisters take care of the brothers, man. You got to take care of the priests and prophets of the Lord. You got to take care of your husbands and future husbands or whatever the case. That is glorious unto the Lord, man. That is glorious. Not just the sisters in this group, but the sisters all around the world. You understand? In the Isupk. Man, just think about it. Women want to be virtuous when it comes to Thanksgiving. When it comes to Thanksgiving, everybody cooking. Sisters throwing that turkey in, they throwing that ham in, they cooking that catfish, they got all the lobsters in the world, all our lawful stuff they want to be virtuous for. But what about when it really comes to the work of the Lord? Keep going, Balthazar.
Verse 15. She riseth also while it is yet night.
Listen, man, that is a glorious thing. I know, brothers, man, I've seen it. I've heard the stories. I know my rib is one of them. You know what I'm saying? Like it will rise before the sun comes up. Keep going.
And giveth meat to her household.
They do what?
Giveth meat to her household.
They give her meat to the household. Let me tell you something. Every feast day, like, listen, man, my rib, she got spaghetti, mac and cheese, and a bunch of other stuff together as well, man. And she didn't even show up to the feast day. You know what I'm saying? Like, 'cause she was, then after she got up, right and early before the sun, and started cooking, then she took her ass to work. You understand? She works a straight 9 to 5, 5 to 6 days out the week. And guess what I'm doing? Guess. That's okay, that's what I'm here for. I'm doing the work of the Lord. That's what my job is. My job is to raise up this nation. Understand? My job is to go to camp. My job is to wake up Israel, man. Right. And to save lives. My life means absolutely nothing in the long haul. And that's what I make sure everybody understands in my household. That any day that I might go to camp, it might be the Kentucky 8. And listen, we might have to give our lives up. We might have to give up the goat. I know my dad understands this more than I do because he was in a situation where he thought he was going to have to give up the goats. But if you think he wavered at all, hell no, he didn't waver, man. because this is what's required of us, man. To die in the service of the Lord is glorious, man.
Right.
It's glorious, man. And let me tell you something. Damn right. I see you in this thing. What's up, y'all with thumb? Damn right. You got them. Hey, y'all with thumb. Another mighty man like Von Gad, man, that was willing to give up the ghost in the service of the Lord, man.
Right.
But you know what? We can only do that when we know that we got a virtuous woman that's going to hold down the household. That's going to make sure that the name lives on, that the children are raised the right way. You understand? You can't do that with a wicked beast at the house. Too busy trying to figure out to make sure that the household ain't going to be ransacked. You get what I'm saying? Because you can't be a weak man. And let me tell you something. If you got a wicked beast, that makes you, like a wicked beast will make you a weak man. Damn right. He said, niggas ain't messing with Von Gad. Damn right. Niggas ain't messing with Von Gad. Goddamn right. Niggas ain't messing with y'all thumb. Damn right, man. Mighty man of the Lord, man. To have virtuous women in their corner, man. Because you can't be a mighty man without a virtuous woman. I mean, Salaki, let me take that back. You can't be a mighty man. And let me tell you something. Having a virtuous woman makes being a mighty man a lot easier. It makes it a lot easier, man. Like, I don't worry about nothing. I know if I die tomorrow, I know my rib is going to hold down the household. She's going to take care of the kids. She's going to raise my son. She's going to do what she needs to do. You got any more on that scripture, Pastor Czar? Let's get it.
And a portion to her neighbors.
Taking care of the rest of the nation. Taking care of other sisters. Taking care of other brothers. Making sure everybody is together, man. That's what it's about. Shinya, when you got that scripture, go ahead and read it. Yeah, right. That's what I was talking about.
Oh, it's like
Ecclesiastes 26 and 2?
25, 16.
Oh, book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 25, verse 16. I had rather dwell with a lion and a dragon.
Yes, you know what I'm saying? Like, the Lord is letting us know that it is better to dwell with a lion, one of the most ferocious creatures on the face of this earth. You know what I'm saying? That every single man fears if they were to cross it in the wild. And, go ahead.
And a dragon.
You understand? And a dragon. Go ahead.
Than to keep house with a wicked woman.
It's saying to live with a wicked woman, than to live with a sister who's going to sit there and try to beat down a brother every single day. Than to live with a sister who is just going to, sit there and flirt with and talk with other men in front of her man, or even, just talk to them in general. Like it is better to live with a lion or a dragon than to be around a woman who doesn't give a damn about you. You know what I'm saying? Who's going to sit there and tell you every single day that you ain't nothing, you know what I'm saying, in her eyes, because, you know what I'm saying, she views you the same way that our oppressor views blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians.
Right.
Like that's why it's so important to court a sister and to find you one who's going to sit there and ride with you. You know, say, who is going to face hell alongside you and follow your orders when it is you give her, you understand, righteous orders in order to help out our nation. That's all. That's all.
If I could, Quatazar. 2nd Ezra 16 and 48. Let me tell you something, man. If I could, I just want to clap it up for these sisters in the class and all the other sisters and all the other sisters around the Isupk, man. Because whether you know it or not, like it or not, understand it or not, you sisters are the envy of the world, man.
Right.
You understand? Like, I know y'all deal with it, man. I've seen it on Facebook myself. I see, others, whores in the world talking about, you stupid, you do this, you do that, blah, 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 just saying the most disrespectful, wicked stuff that they can think of. You get what I'm saying? Because these are whores. These are actual whores that have no understanding of what the Lord says, right? And here's the sad part. They all claim to be Christian women, right? They all claim to be Christian. But let me tell you something, man. You standing with that mighty man of the Lord, and you doing your right, and you doing your role as a righteous woman, There's nothing that can top that. You understand? There's nothing that can top that. Because let me tell you something. They look at y'all, and here's one of the main things that I see. Because, you know, we in our ISUPK, we understand that the Lord has allowed for brothers to have more than one wife. But when other sisters in the world see this, they look at that like it's something wrong. But in the same breath, they are willing to sleep with multiple men.
Right.
They are willing to sleep with multiple men. And I have a question, and this is a serious question. Let's say that you have something of like let's say you go to the bank, right? Let's say that you're filthy rich and you go to the bank and you get a bunch of diamonds and rubies, right? And this is the wealth of your money. You got like 100 million, and you put it in a lock and put it in a bank, right? If any person can go up with a key and open that lock, what kind of lock is that? Go ahead.
It's a shitty lock.
Damn right, it's a shitty lock. It's a crappy lock. Is that the kind of lock you want? Well, let me tell you something. That lock is a metaphor for your box. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
For you, woman. If anybody can just go up in that, it has no value. It is crappy.
Right.
What's the worth of it? You get what I'm saying? What's the worth of it? This lock sucks.
Right.
But let's say that you have a key, right? And with that same key, you can take this key and you can get into the school, you can get into the bank, you can get into wherever you want to go. What kind of key is that? Go ahead.
Master key.
That's a master key. We've seen people get the keys to the city. I've never seen nobody get the lock to the city.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? There's a difference. And listen, and I'm not saying that to say that, a man has a reason to take 1,000 wives. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying this. What you possess, woman, is very valuable, man. And it's not meant for everybody to go up in you. It's just not. You understand? It's not meant for you to have 1,000 husbands. Go ahead, my guy. Go ahead.
Chanel, let me get that scripture over, Sean.
We go to Proverbs chapter 6, verse 25. Lust not after her beauty in thine heart.
Yes, and don't lust after a woman's beauty. You say, don't sit there and desire a woman simply because she's beautiful.
Right.
You're saying because she got all the curves. You're saying because she put that cocoa butter on her skin, got her shining, smelling good.
She said she went to Zoriak, Salaki, Captain Zoriak, and got that body butter. Yeah, I know, right? Nigga give me a call right after you guys.
Right.
What did you call me, y'all?
Yes, and just because she got all the greatest perfumes on, don't sit there and lust after a woman simply because
she got her titties out.
You're saying because she's attractive. You're saying brothers should be seeking a woman based off of her works that she can do for her nation.
Yeah, right.
You're saying, does she braid hair? Does she cook? Does she clean?
Does she love the Most High?
You understand? Does she put in work for the school? What is it that she can do to help out our people, our nation?
Right. So she can't be a selfish beast? Is that what you're telling me?
It's like, you understand? When sisters come to the school, you gotta at least do, you understand, braiding hair or cooking meals for brothers.
Just be sweet.
You understand?
Like just be pleasant to be around.
Right. Be a sister for brothers. Especially when brothers have never truly had a sister that is not actually by blood. They never had a woman take care of them and look after their needs that aren't sexual. You know, saying that's, of course, outside of
One West.
Kind of One West. Go ahead.
Neither let her take thee with her eyelids.
You say, don't let a sister simply give you a look and then all of a sudden fall in love with you.
Especially in today's time when they get these, I call them windshield wipers, when they get that fake eyelashes to be out there,
right?
And they think they pretty as hell,
right?
Am I the only person that's turned off by that? Right, just making sure. Like I look at that and I be thinking I compare her to my truck. I be like, man, that's like when it's raining, she ain't got nothing to worry about. All you gotta do is just keep blinking. You're gonna wipe off the windshield.
Yes. It's like we read that last part of the verse.
Okay. Verse 25. Neither let her take thee with her eyelids.
He said, don't let a sister simply look at you and all of a sudden you decide, hey, I'm about to jump in bed with this woman tonight. He said, I'm about to make a relationship with this woman tonight simply because she gave me a look. Because like also as I said, she had on them fake lashes. You understand? She put on that eyeliner and what's other stuff they put on their eyes?
The mascara.
Mascara. You understand? Don't let all of that sit there and cloud your judgment as a man.
And her goal was to get baby keeping it. You was out there, you was fresh to death. She thought in her mind that you had $1,000
right
just for her that night.
It's like, if I could
take care of me the rest of my life. That's what she thought.
I said, let me go ahead, Shania. So it's going to touch on exactly what you said, Officer Isaiah.
Come. 26. Come. Verse 26. For by means of a whorish woman, a man is brought to a piece of bread.
And that's exactly what brothers are to women who are out here just sleeping around with other men. You are simply bread to them. So what's another, what do we call bread?
Money.
You understand? You are simply some hookup who buys her nails for her, buys her weave or her makeup, pays for her food or her bill for the month. Like, you are nothing more to these promiscuous women out here than money.
Right, good, real quick. Like, has anybody heard of All-Star Weekend? So All-Star Weekend is this. You know what I'm talking about? Don't sound first. I knew you would know. So All-Star Weekend is this, so basically the NBA and NFL, they have these events where they're going to be showcasing the athletes, young and old, like the rookies and the veterans. They're going to get together, they're going to go to events, 3-point contests, throwing the football and all this stuff. And here's what women do. Women get together, they put all their money in a basket, they put on their best horse clothes, and they go to these events to get seen by these men and try to sleep with these men. Like, they will sleep with the security guard so the security guard can let them into the hotel room. Or like, it was a point in time, and like I said, my son's sitting right here. Before I came into the truth, what did I used to do? Not just hustle, but what was I doing? Talk about my athletic career.
Oh, playing basketball, or you was always working out. It was at the gym.
I was talking about I used
football.
I used to play semi-pro football before I caught another messed up case in the world. I used to play. I used to be on the practice squad for the coach, right? So I used to be privy to all the events that would go on. So we had this one event, right, where I forget what it was based about, but they called everybody in. So it was all the big dogs that played in the NFL, and it was all the second stringers, third stringers, and practice squad like us, right? So we all get to go in there, and it was a big media event, and they had a bunch of chicks sitting out front, right? A bunch of beautiful women, right? And this is before I was in the troop, so they had every nationality, right? And of course, I'm a nobody, so nobody recognized me or know who I am, but I'm still talking to chicks because they assume that I have money. They don't know that I'm poor as hell. You understand? I spent my money to get there. Like, that's how poor I was. You get what I'm saying? So when we get in there, and it was a training exercise, and it was like they told us all to bring out your phones, and they started off like a joke, like they was joking with it. They're like, how many numbers did you get? How many numbers did you get? Like, so I'm in there with, a lot of these names ain't gonna ring bells, but I'm in there with Terry Clan, Jeff Saturday, Chad Coder, you get what I'm saying? Chad Brasky, you know what I'm saying? What's the other linebacker? Walker, the linebacker for the Colts. I'm in there with big names, you get what I'm saying? And they like, yeah, I got 6 numbers, I got 7 numbers. And this is what Punk Ass spoke to earlier. And then they brought the women in there that everybody was talking to. There was like 7 of them. Guess what the women said? Anybody want to give it a guess? Guess what? All the women said we are HIV positive. We are HIV positive. And just think how many people would have slept with the women. Would have slept with the women. This hits home what Bangad is talking about in the scripture right here, man. You get what I'm saying? Because we get so blindsided about how she looked. Damn, she bad. Woo! Did you see that? Man, she just hold her chin up like this. Now we want to sleep with her. We didn't bother to ask anything about her. She had cooties this whole time. Remember that? Cooties, and then you cross your fingers. Don't tell me this is my generation. You got the cootie touch, and then you cross your fingers and you don't get it. Nigga, all of us have the cootie touch. Why? We have numbers on our phone thinking that we about to take down something bad, and we would have literally took down something bad. You want a bad bitch, you're gonna get bad things to go with it. Get a righteous woman. Why have a bad bitch when you have a righteous woman? That's all I want to say about that. It's lucky.
Go ahead, Shania.
We would all died that day.
Right.
Lucky. We would have ran, like Bangad brought out the train. We would choo choo, tag teaming in like it's a wrestling match. And all of us have been dead 4 years later. Man, that's how messed up the world is. That's the truth behind it.
Go ahead, Shania.
Oh God. So if peace and bread and the adulterers will hunt for the precious life.
You know what I'm saying? Just like Officer Isaiah brought up. You know what I'm saying? Whores will sit there and hunt for, you know what I'm saying, whoever it is that they deem as being precious.
Right.
The most precious man in the eyes of a whore is a man that has money.
Right.
Who can sit there and provide for them so they don't have to do really a goddamn thing.
Right.
And so just like you said, they was out there knowing that they was HIV positive.
All-Star Weekend, they out there.
Right, they was giving their numbers.
They want to have an AIDS baby.
Right, looking to hook up with, brothers that were on the come up.
Right. And if I could, like, and that is their whole goal. Like, all right, so there's a show. I call it, I forget the actual name, but I call it Basketball Hoes, Slut Buckets in Atlanta, and Wars in Hip Hop. I'm pretty sure y'all know what I'm talking about. I forget the actual name of it, and I've been calling it that since it came out. So now what these sisters doing here, like all them sisters, they half of them get pregnant, right? And none of them ever talk about an abortion on there. You know why? Because it ain't about the child, it's about that money. Go ahead, Shania.
I was gonna say you gotta beat it to it. I was gonna say you said they had the children with celebrities. They had the children with people with money.
It ain't about the baby, it's about that money. They're going to get a check the rest of their life. That's what they care about. That's what Bangad is speaking of. Go ahead, Bangad. So, that's it. If I could, Quatters, I'll quote that scripture and we're going to shut it down. This is why Sisters in the Truth is so important. This is why a virtuous woman is so important. Go ahead.
It's the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, verse 48.
Go ahead.
The more will I be angry with them for their sin, saith the Lord.
Hold on, where you at?
2nd Ezra, chapter 16, verse 48.
Yep, keep going.
Verse 49. Like as a whore envieth a right, honest, and virtuous woman.
Read that again.
Like as a whore envieth a right, honest, and virtuous woman.
Can y'all hear that, sisters? Read that again.
Like as a whore envieth a right, honest, and virtuous woman.
Let me tell you something, sisters. When you are a virtuous woman, when you are an honest woman, when you are a woman of the Lord, when you are a woman of a righteous man that serves the Lord, when you are a beautiful sister that doesn't care about showing off your butt, that doesn't care about showing off your titties, it's lucky, your boobies, breasts, there we go. That's lucky. Trying to find the right word to use. You know? That's lucky. When you're a woman that's, you know what I'm saying, that's beautiful on the outside as well as the inside without having to dress like a whore. Guess who's envious of you? Read that again.
Like as a whore envieth a right, honest, and virtuous woman.
She is envious of you. What does that mean that she is? What does envious mean? What does it mean? Jealous. She is jealous of you. That's why we always see it. We always see that one woman and be like, girl, you don't need him. Why are you doing this and that for him? You blah, 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 blah. And the whole time she's single. Who does she have? Go ahead, man.
And if it's a sister outside the UPK, so if a single sister is giving another, like a married sister advice, she is 10 times out of 10 jealous. It don't matter how long you've been friends or how much she says that she loves you and you'll be together forever as besties. Like, she hates that you are not single and miserable just as she is.
She hates. She hates that you have a man. She hates that. She hates that y'all happen. And any little mistake that in her eyes that she feels is a mistake that he does, that's why she highlights it. Because she never talks about the good that he does. She only talks about the bad. But here's the sad part that we as a nation don't even realize. And when I say we in this instance, I mean our sisters. I mean our Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian sisters. We don't realize that the same time that she's talking about all the stuff that he does wrong, she can't wait to give him some booty. Right. She's supposed to be your best friend. She's gonna give that man some booty ASAP. The second that you get rid of him, guess who picks him up? She does. Right. And guess what she's saying? She never appreciated you no way. I always liked you. You took good care of her. Blah, 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 blah. And now you left looking like a fool. Now you got Pookie out for New Jack City. That's what you end up with. You end up with a nigga that's smoking crack every night. You understand? And guess what? Now you gotta stay with that man. Now you chose the crackhead. Right. Over a brother that was glorious for you. Because you listened to that same woman that wanted your man. Right. You get what I'm saying? Don't let no envious whore manipulate your mind, black woman, black Hispanic and Native Indian woman. Don't let that envious whore manipulate your mind. Right. Don't let her say, he got another wife? Girl, I wouldn't go for that. I wouldn't go for having another wife. Bitch, shut up. It's a lot here. But you've been a side chick your whole goddamn life. You wouldn't go for being like this is the sad part. This is the truth. I see sisters all the time that won't be the second wife, but she will be the second, no, not even second, the fourth side chick. Right. She will be the fourth side chick. Like he don't even acknowledge you. He see you in public, don't even look at you. Shit, here she go. That's like he did. Yeah, he look the other way. Cuss you out if you say something to him. Mm-hmm. I don't know you. You better quit talking to me. Beat her up, babe. Like, he would go for that. But you won't go for being a wife of a righteous man. Let me tell you something. King Saul had hundreds of wives. Hundreds of wives, man. They're thousands. Damn right. Yeah. Listen, man. And which one of them needed for anything? How many of them needed? Where's that scripture? He had thousands of wives, and because he had this many wives, he neglected the work of the Lord as well as them. Where's that scripture? It's not in the Bible, is it?
Say, fake Israelites say, well, he was a king, so he could afford to have 1,000 wives.
Hey, listen, black man, Hispanic man, Indian man, you a king now, even in Babylon. Right. It's in your blood. You understand? And I'm not saying that to say that you have 1,000 wives. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying do whatever you can afford, whatever's comfortable, whatever your heart desires. Like me, I'm gonna be honest. Like I told Margaret this. This is what I told her. This is me personally. I'm gonna share a little insight with y'all. I told Margaret if she don't want me to have 10, 12 wives, then do the job with 10, 12 women. Right. And every brother that's ever been over my house can vouch for that. Right. Straight up. Any brother like she works hard. You hear what I'm saying? And listen. Eventually, I'm going to take some more wives, but that's when the Most High in Christ returns, and we be on this war campaign, and we over on other lands conquering stuff for 10 years, 20 years. I might not make it back, but what I am going to do is have a lot of sons and a lot of soldiers, right. A lot of daughters to help build this nation. Right. Because it ain't about my own personal desire. It's about me building the nation of the Lord. That's what it's about in the end. It's not about what I desire. What I desire now is loyalty. What I desire now is what this class is based off of. A virtuous woman. A virtuous woman. You understand? I'm spoiled. I'm a spoiled man. I'm woman virtuous to me. I'm spoiled. So if you can't even match a quarter of that, we have no conversation. That's just me. Right. That's just some brothers settle for less. I'm not one of them. Right. I need maximum effort because that's what you're gonna get out of me. Go ahead, man. Damn right. Damn right. Go ahead and you're gonna shut it down.
Shania, let me get that scripture.
Come. The book of Proverbs, chapter 7, verse 10. And behold, there met him a woman with the attire of a harlot.
So this is for the young brothers in the school and in the world who are asking themselves, well, how is it that I can decide who is it that is a whore and who isn't a whore? Right. You gotta simply look at how is it they are dressed. You know what I'm saying? A whore is gonna sit there and allow for all of her curves and her goodies to be exposed for the entire earth to see.
So everybody can see.
You know what I'm saying? She's gonna sit there and have a OnlyFans where she dresses in nothing but lingerie so everybody can see what it is that she's got going on.
It's like, if I could, real quick. Like, what you bring it out is such a heavy point. Listen, when I was in the world and I was seeing women dressed like that, dressed like whores, like in my mind, like just to help you out so you can see how my mind works. I was a comic book collector and I was very vivid anime watching. So like my mind already works on a different level. So if you barely wearing any clothes in my mind, I'd have already slept with you in my mind. Because you just showed me everything. I'd have been there, done that. So I'm not impressed. You know what I'm saying? So when you're not leaving anything up to the imagination, there's nothing to imagine. I'd have been there, done that. You know what I'm saying? You got on these string bikinis right over your nipples, and I'm supposed to wonder what you look like.
Right.
That's what Bungad is bringing out. You know what I'm saying? So what he's saying is perfect. Don't go by how she's dressed. Because if you go by how she's dressed, you're in for a world of hurt. If you, the same way that you was attracted to her, and the same way you got her, it's the same way you're going to lose her.
Yeah, right. Yes, and that's especially for brothers who think just because a sister has on a head wrap and calls herself an Israelite, she is not a whore. You know, she's still going to sit there and wear tight clothing and expose her breasts to the entire earth.
Right.
Yes, that's one thing she leads with when she comes to say shalom to you. She have her breasts out with her head wrapped, asking you how your day was.
You feel me? And then you don't even think logically. Your rod turns into Pinocchio. You just like you so wrapped up, and that's not a virtuous woman, and you are no longer a virtuous man. Because like my guy brought out earlier, you going by what you see, not by what you know, not by what's righteous. That's all I want to say.
Let me get more scripture on the chapter.
With the subtitle, it's like an end subtitle of heart.
You understand? And at the end of the day, that sister that is really a whore that is showing you by how she's dressed, she's really subtle by heart. She's cunning in her mind.
Right.
She knows that when she dresses like a whore, when she reveals all of her curves to you, because she knows exactly what it is that you like. I mean, really, brothers like anything at this point. False.
You're absolutely right. If I could, just real quick, like the subtileness, like I was saying earlier, when we was in the world, when you see a sister dressed like that, we didn't say, man, I'll marry her and have a nice family. We would say this, and I know Quattazar was right with me, because we grew up in the same era. We would look at a sister, we would be with men that's whoremongers, we'd be at the club, we'd be like, man, I would F her. That's how we would say. I would F her. It ain't that I would love her forever. I would treat her right. I would make sure that we build up a family and take care of her. I would F her. And then in the morning, I would leave her and never see her again.
Right.
I would simply take her down and keep pushing.
Right.
That's what you're dealing with in the world, sisters, when you dress like a woman. You're not looking for somebody that's looking to keep you forever. You're looking for somebody that's looking to take you down that night and then do this to you. Straight up. So go ahead. Straight up deuces. Ain't nothing else. Go ahead, bro. It's a lot.
You're exactly right, Arwan. Saying brothers gotta stop thinking. Saying that the sister is like you're the only one it is that she's trying to get with, and you're the first man that she's trying to be a promiscuous woman around.
Right.
You understand? Like Like that is truly a curse from the Lord, and brothers have to sit there and look at the signs of it. And like the number one sign is look at how she's dressed, who it is that she hangs out with. You understand her, basically her mindset on those sexes and all that. Like you gotta really like dig deep into a sister to find out, you know, her sex life and her like her spirit, her mentality. You say if she's got any like illnesses like depression or anxiety,
don't worry about my past.
things
That's
like
what
that.
she said. Don't worry about my past.
Right. And that's a telltale sign.
That's a red flag.
Yeah, that sister has a very shaky past at that.
Right.
That's
Something you want to bring up, Shia?
I was going to say, Salaki, to add on to what you were saying earlier about like how sisters will dress like whores, how sisters will dress like whores, and everything that you thinking about, Salakia, like when it like I should even have to describe it. Everything that you're thinking about doing with that sister, like you're not the only one. Every single brother that has, glanced over this, well, I can't say every single brother, but most of the brothers that have glanced over this and liked this page or post or whatever, like they've had the exact same idea as you. And so I
was slightly not to cut you off, but not only are you not the only one to think of it, but all those fantasies you're having, you're not the first one to enact them out.
Right. And in my generation, we call it mind effing. I'd have mind effed you. You get what I'm saying?
I was like, I'm making like those fantasies brothers have.
Yeah.
Knowing they'll never get to do them. There are men in the world who have done all those things to that woman.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. But I'm saying for me, because, like when I was in the world, like I said, I was a late bloomer. I was an 18-year-old when I lost my virginity. You get what I'm saying? Like I was late. And the crazy part is, like the reason I feel like I was late is because like I said, I had a very vivid imagination. I didn't have to touch you physically because I already effed you right here, all in there. Okay. Right. Tear fire. I already tore fire from you, all in there. I was already in it and did whatever I wanted to do, porno style. You get what I'm saying? Exactly. And that's what I would say after I was done. Yuck. That's exactly what I was saying after I was done. Yuck. Can't believe I did that. That was gross. You get what I'm saying? Like that was just being honest, man. Like a virtuous sister is what you want to be, man. A virtuous sister is exactly what you want to be. You want to be somebody that is a mystery to everybody else, man. Listen, you want to be like what we just read, what Baltimore just read. You want other sisters to be jealous of you. You want sisters in the world, unrighteous sisters. You want whores to look at you and be envious.
Right.
You want whores to look at you and say, I wish I could be what she is. I want to be priceless like her. Like, then you want whores to look at you and say, I want to be priceless like her. But I'm not. I'm just worthless. You want whores to say she's priceless and I'm worthless and I can't stand it.
Right.
That's what you want to be. And with that being said, man, we're about to close class, man. We're going to get the announcements, the Lord's prayers, and we're going to shut it down. Anybody got anything else they want to bring out? Artazar? No sweat. So, yeah, if we could, let's get the announcements, Lord's prayer, and shut it down.
Come. ISUPK security announcements. We're the ISUPK starting out at 1 West, 125th Street, Home, New York. Rules for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months.
If I could, the reason they are off limits for 6 months is because we broke it down in this class. We are raising up virtuous men and women, especially sisters. Because sisters, the fact of the matter is this, a sister is going to do what she feels like a brother wants.
Right.
Here at ISUPK, we're virtuous sisters. Keep going, Shabbat.
Come. They're going to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves to the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is the commandments. Numbers 18 and 21. Malachi 18 and 3 and 8 to 10 means tenth in the Hebrew. Asher, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the treasury department. Priest funds, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations.
The Feast of Dedication on November 28th, which is a Sunday?
I believe so.
Which is a Sunday.
That's going to be painful. We're going to be done with Hebrew Academy, and then we got the feast day.
It's like, if I could double check.
Yeah, double check.
I think it's actually a Tuesday. Hang on a second.
While he's doing that, man, I'd like to shout out my soldier partners on, man, tuning in, and all the other brothers that tuning in online, man. For the Columbus and Sioux Falls classes, man, we appreciate it.
That's the Feast of Dedication, November 28th, which is on a Sunday. You understand? Come and learn the history of our people and how it is that we went to war with the Greeks. You understand? A nation of oppressors in order for us to keep our heritage even till this day.
Yeah, right.
Understand? People view just a little preview of what it is that the Feast of Dedication is about.
Right.
You understand? It's when our people fought off the Greeks as they tried to Hellenize us, as they tried to adopt us into their culture.
Right.
Primarily by eating swine. And brothers and sisters had their bodies mutilated,
right, died,
and were boiled alive because they refused to eat swine.
Because they refused to sin against the Most High.
You understand? And that's the type of integrity it is that our people are supposed to have as a nation. You understand? We like to sit there and make the excuse of, oh, well, back in slavery, we couldn't get no meat. So,
we had to give what the slave master gave us.
Right, so,
that's why we still eat it to this day, though.
Right. You understand? That is utter nonsense. Because there are brothers and sisters who have went through absolute hell just because they refused to eat some pork.
Right.
And that goes to show you that as a Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, like your diet isn't something we should take lightly.
Right.
Just to give a modern example, I have Jakes all the time. My slave ask me, "Oh well, would you if you were given the ultimatum of eating pork or being tortured or being murdered, whatever nonsense it is that they have to say, you understand? You tell me you would much rather die than eat that pork."
Goddamn right.
You understand? That's what it's all I say.
Go ahead.
I was going to say Slovakian. That's actually a common one that I actually run into a lot. Mm-hmm. Like when it comes to random, like you said, jigs that I just run into, I let them know, like, shit, I don't eat pork. I don't eat crab, shrimp, or lobster. They always ask, I always ask them. I bring it up. I'm like, yo, so, like, for example, if I was ever stuck out in the wall, that wouldn't be lawful for me to eat that. If I had the choice of either eating some lobster or some crab sitting over there and it's right in front of me, or would I rather starve to death? Or be with me. It's a lot. I'd rather starve to death.
Damn right.
Yeah.
Damn right. You're going to die for the Lord. Listen, you ain't living for the Lord if you ain't ready to die for the Lord.
Right.
Let's get some more on that. Finish up.
Remind Akim and Akawa to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headbands, or scarves. With that being said, imagine.
If I could, real quick, and if you want to be a righteous sister in the school, just keep showing up, and the priests and prophets of the Lord will show you the way, bro.
Right.
Because one thing is for sure, in this school, we understand that a virtuous woman value is far above diamonds and rubies and everything else that's materialistic in this world. You understand? So you will not be, and let me tell you something, you will not be taken for granted in this school. Keep going, sir.
With that being said, imagine, which means to rise. Which which means to turn and face the east.
Yeah, bro. Lord's Prayer, we're gonna shut it down.
Come.
Blessings. Blessings. Shouldn't do blessings after Lord's Prayer.
Come. We're gonna do the Lord's Prayer. We're gonna do the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanau. Shabbat Shemayim. Qudash. Hayah. Shemka. Yahweh. Malakuka. Taba'ah. Ratazayika. Hayah. Aisha. Baratazak. Kawak. Hayah. Bashamayim. Nathan. Lenau. Lakam. Call. Yawam. Wasalakanaw. Kabawakanaw. Kasalakanaw. Kabawakanaw. Wawa'a. Put aside one. A ball. Abushainaw. Mayan. Right. Kaya. Look up. Amalakwa. Well, the part. Well, Amen. Lord's Prayer in the English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us of our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it. The Lord's blessing in the Hebrew. We're going to do the Lord's blessing in the... It's just blessings. Blessings in the Hebrew. We're going to do the blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh. Wayawashad. Wam Yaka'al. Wa'ayim. Matazab Ya'ah. Alawap Yahana. Alawapyam. Hazaranyam. Hakwatazayanyam. Hakayayam. Wa'akwathian. Yahweh. Ba'ashem. Yahushad. The water. Amen. Blessings in the English. Bless you, Yahweh. And Yahushua. And Michael. And the angels. Commanding General Yahana. The generals. The captains. The officers. The troopers. And the sisters. Yahweh. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you. So be it. Sar, which means a term.
Shall be a sister, which means conceived. Men of Israel. Amaj, Barak.
Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatah.
Amaj, which means to rise sisters. Men of Israel. Sar, which means to turn to face the sisters. Men of Israel. Amaj, Barak.
Yahweh Shema Hashem Yahushua.
Class dismissed.